welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitaly Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Gary Hughes, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name Spurley, Twadwazzle, Jason Hornsby, Christoph Fournier, Flat Earth Travolta, JMails24, Unimento, M, Iron26, Endless, Golden McKinnon, Retro Bill, John Kays, Patrick Gunnells, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Max 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Young Cat, and David Wayne Foster. So a massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now I will hand across to whoever is in Discord and Google so you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for today's live show.
Where I would like it to be, so I gotta dig into that.
No, never was. But now, I think in the last 10 years that come out, we have two celestial. Or maybe from NASA or something, or I don't know. But it's above the globe. It's not about flat Earth. But we are hearing that flat Earthers now saying that. We have two celestial, it's there, it's another stars are going, what are there? Who has something to show you, like, look at this is Brazil, this is whatever, so many countries. And then you have people who are making with all this, you will have it, more of them, thousands, like you have observation thousands.
That's the problem, Sasha. The guy was saying, like, no, that's not what it would actually look like. So now I'm like, okay, all right, I'll take it at face value. I'm not just going to tell the guy, no, you're wrong. It's like, well, I haven't been to the equator. I don't know for certain. So I'll hear you out. I listen to him. It's like, all right, well, I guess now I have to try and wrap my head around that concept. But
and did you made research? Did you?
Oh yeah.
And I did also. And somehow it's like a missing. It's not enough information there. I don't know.
That's my problem. That's why I came here asking you guys who's good with stars, because it's like, I get it, but it's like, not looking at the sky all day.
Somebody saying like, okay, I understood. Yeah, it could be because of this, because of one or two videos, or no, not even videos, links or something. Like, what? Like, we have 2,000 for sure observations of the Earth, and you can point it out that for sure, But not only two. What if you have only black swan, let's say, and even if I know that it's enough, but let's say if you have black swan and two others observations saying Earth is flat. Come on, man. It's okay. Obviously, sea level. We understand now everything, but if you want to show something, you can show two, three stuffs and say, okay, that's it. It's enough, like a black swan. It is enough, but I want a little bit more, at least 10, because this is the world.
Asha, black swan is just a globe debunker. It's not a proof for.
Yeah, I'm saying just like an example, like this example of two celestial rotations.
The claim.
You have a link, you have 3-4 photos, and you have this kind of time lapse made on equator, but nobody knows if because you see somehow it looks like CGI, or to understand me, you don't see the person, you don't see behind it somebody speaking, and saying I'm putting the time lapse or something. But even then, you don't know, and that is that's the proofs for two celestial navigation. And they are saying, why you didn't understand? What I need to understand, there is nothing meant to see.
Pardon me, Nathan, you didn't post the link in Master B. You posted it in Ballbusters. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, guys. Hey, Nathan, I'm sure you don't want to deal with Omnivore today, right?
I don't care.
We can
All are welcome.
we can leave him. You saying he's welcome?
All are welcome always. There's only a handful of people who aren't welcome. I wouldn't have said Omnivore's one of those people. Unless he's done something egregious that I'm unaware of. Why mess with things? Stupid G+. G+ have decided that they're going to rearrange how the screen looks. Why? I have no idea. But now we're going to have a slightly different looking show, I guess. So we'll all be at the top of the picture. I don't suppose that matters particularly, but there we go.
There reason why the link wasn't dropped in Master B?
I was trying to avoid you getting it, Neil, but it didn't work.
That's funny.
Okay, so the show's going to look different. Well, I suppose a change is as good as a holiday.
All right, gentlemen, just a couple of seconds. We're gonna get moved back to the live stream right now.
All that hiss coming from you, Mush. Doesn't want to take responsibility for his hiss. Fair enough.
Leave Mush alone.
Okay, I didn't know that there was a ban on moaning about people's hiss.
It's a mush protection zone. We don't allow bashing a mush in any way.
I didn't know you needed protecting.
Listen, you little pet. You get over on a lot. I'm not talking to you.
What the
Well,
hell?
we was in
Who you talking to?
Chile long. That's why.
It's, it's spring, right? Everyone should be in a good mood.
Don't worry about it, Mush. I got you back. I'm glad you're here.
I didn't even hear what
Okay.
John said. I just heard push. I got a lot of noise on my end over here. I hope you guys are not hearing it too. There's a lot going on.
No, it's all good.
I like how Neil phrased that, like I was opposing mush. That was nice. I could see Neil like antagonizing fights real easy. You know what that guy said about you?
No. I was just telling you, no matter what you do, it's okay. The great John. Everybody else, we gotta deal with things.
Really? Well, you should be better. Be like me.
You're my favourite.
Obviously.
Is this the one we had from yesterday, Liam? Earth is flat. Is that the... What is this? My supervisor plays God. Is that the one that we were going to cover yesterday? Or is that a better one?
No. Zack Star is the better one, to be honest.
The previous
That's just
one.
further up, or do you want me to repost it?
It's okay, I can find it. It's only from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Water levels.
No, what we talked about the two girls was okay. It's just they spent a long time on Robotham, so it did get a bit boring. But there were some funny moments.
Okay. Well, I'm getting it lined up. Let's...
Sponsored by Brilliant. Yeah, let's milk this. Hi there. My name is Bob on the Cob, and the Flat Earth video I made several months back now has about 230,000 views. And on this channel, when a video gets around that many views, you can expect a few hundred comments pretty consistently. Even videos with a lot more views, still a few hundred comments. This video got 8,000. So let's read some of them.
So lots of people are interested in this subject. Yeah, and if you make a video about it, every bit of that interest will be directed to you and your anti-flat earth rhetoric, as opposed towards me, who spent 10 years subject matter expert in this arena, getting anything like the kind of numbers of views or interest that you will get all towards you, regardless of how ignorant you are of the subject. Yes, you'll get a lot of comments. Shocking. Okay, well that sounds pretty good to me. That can clear loud and clear to you lot. It just looks so different. It's really weird. It's looking back at my OBS and it's like, what's that? That don't look good.
Are you asking us how it sounded?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded great. Just like normal.
Jolly good. Talk amongst yourselves. 2 minutes till going live. Everybody happy in Discord? Okay then. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
My God.
Yo.
Yo, good morning.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Any evidence you can have gas pressure without a container?
Without a container, there can be no pressure.
Any evidence you can have pitch data on a globe?
No, pitch is from a horizontal plane.
But any evidence you can acquire an elevation angle measurement from a curved baseline?
If the baseline is curved, it's not an angle. And if it's not, and if the surface isn't your baseline, it's not an elevation.
Any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
You're going to need a flat plane for that.
Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge horizon formerly known as the curve of the Earth?
Black swan.
Did I hear someone whisper black swan? Beautiful. Any
Yeah,
evidence?
that's correct. Black swan since 2020, January 2020, yes.
Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
You're going to need a flat plane for that as well.
Any scientific evidence of gravity? No? Any single viable
Need a
hypothesis
phenomenon.
from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
Not science.
Yeah, it's a category error, right? They're all pseudoscience. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Center? No. The center of mass is perpendicular to the plane.
Alrighty then. Today we're covering a guy called Zack. Do you know what his full name is? Zack Star. Now, in the first 20 seconds, he's highlighted the fact that when he makes his average video, he might get 200 or 300 comments. Bearing in mind this guy's got millions of subscribers. But under a flat Earth video, we'll get thousands of comments. And all I've done thus far is pointing out that, yes, generally speaking, if you're against the subject of flat Earth, you will eat my YouTube lunch, metaphorically speaking. That's all you're experiencing. Anybody wanted to add anything to the preamble regards Zack Star, or well, just preemptively talk about whatever we're going to be doing here today with this particular response video? I suppose I could share it while everybody musters up what
What's
they
his
want.
name?
Zack Star.
That's Ringo Starr's son, Zachary Star.
Is it?
I don't know if it's the same guy, but yeah, that's Zachary Starr's Ringo's son. I don't know if it's him.
So is this guy going to be either insulting us and calling us stupid, or B, begging to take the flat Earth measurements and make a globe with it?
We're going to find out
Both.
shortly.
One for. I think it'll be both.
Could be both, yeah. Probably both. Anyway, please let this gentleman know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get eradicated by the YouTube censor bots, or indeed by Zack himself, should he read it and take offence to your passive-aggressive comment. Just let him know in the politest possible way that we've covered his video. I don't know how we're going to cover this video or what the response will be at this particular stage in terms of what you might want to respond to him in that comment, but just let him know with a polite at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me, to let him know that at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent you. Hopefully this will give you a few seconds to actually do that if you're in the live stream chat. I know we've only just started and there's just under 50 people watching, but if you are amongst the handful of people who are currently watching, because we've only just started, we took a little while to do housekeeping. But either way, please let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. I'm not saying it for my health. I'm actually sincerely appealing to you in the live audience to do this as we speak, hence me repeating it over and over again in case you think I sound nuts. I am nuts, but that's not because I'm repeating myself over and over again in terms of you going to Zack Star and suggesting he does a response, perhaps. I don't know, I'd be so bold. It'd be nice. The whole idea of me suggesting that you go to him would be that if he was to respond, he'd do the same for me and send some of his audience my way. As he pointed out and was covered in the pre-show, he's metaphorically eating our lunch when it comes to flat Earth and the direction that people will be sent if they search that subject. They certainly won't come to me. You know, I've got to pretty much e-beg for views by sending my audience to you in the vain hope that you might do the same in return. So everyone likes views, even if they've got millions of subscribers. Everyone likes comments, as this guy's pointing out. Perfect opportunity for me to tell you, the audience, to let him know. And in this instance, at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me to bolster your thousands of comments that you get when you make a flat Earth video. I think that's enough time. You can see the link. It's going by in the live stream chat. Hopefully Zack could do the same for me if he does a response. Hopefully we're positive about him. Otherwise it's unlikely you'll want to make a response. We'll see how we get on.
The beach right on the horizon.
The subject matter I was just saying that the subject matter experts are going to make a response to his video. He should feel blessed.
Absolutely. I'm sure he'll have a fair crack, and we will do the same in return.
And I can see 2 islands. It's the furthest I can see. Those islands are at exactly 40 kilometers distance from
Flat Earth proven straight away. Hey, Zack. Let me introduce myself. My name's Nathan Oakley. And around these parts, if you were asserting that, you'd get the sharp end of my tongue. Now, I appreciate that you're just reading out a friendly comment, right? So I'm sure this won't get nasty quickly. But if you were to be suggesting this distance, linear, flat, to maybe, I don't know, debunk a flat Earth, I'd be yelling at you. The words I'd be yelling would be, don't use our stuff. Kilometres, you say? What, flat linear distance? Yeah, that will require Earth be a flat plane of reference if you're going to describe the distance in kilometres. So let's see where this goes. Nice that we were already proving flat Earth, though, eh?
me. So I can see the horizon and the beginning of the
Horizon, you don't have a horizon on a globe, so that's another 2 or 3 seconds gone in the video, another flat Earth proven.
The curvature of the Earth at 40 kilometers. So
there is no curvature of the Earth at a flat Earth distance. The curvature of the Earth was debunked in 2020. Let me introduce you to the Black Swan. You may have heard it muttered in hushed tones during the housekeeping session earlier. Black Swan. If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to horizon, that's your Earth curve, measurement could be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. off a flat Earth, as dictated by your Earth curve maths that needs the height of your eye off a flat Earth. And the distance to horizon in the black swan image is beyond the geometric limitations as laid down in your Earth curve maths. Ergo, the horizon is not Earth curve. Black Swan, 2020.
So the 4.82 kilometers mentioned in this video might
Prove a flat Earth? No, definitely. There's no might about it.
be an error. It was
Maybe. Either way, the flat Earth distance is linear in nature.
not an error. That distance we found of 3 miles or
That won't work on a circle. It's a linear
Pause,
distance.
Nathan.
He's got a circle up. So, yes, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say, that commenter was a baller who was disagreeing with him on where Urku should be. So it's kind of reminiscent of the Isle of Man days.
The baller's telling him off because he's got the distance to the geometric horizon we debunked in 2020 with the Black Swan. He thinks he should correct his brother in arms. Very amusing. Meanwhile, he's got a dude standing on a circle. How's he going to describe kilometres on this? You can't. Linear.
4.82 kilometers.
No. Do you think distance is measured with tangents to dingleberry dangling spheres beneath straight lines? No, the kilometres is going to be this straight line. The surface, well, that's not what you're measuring anymore, dum-dum. Got a line tangential to the surface of your ball that you aren't measuring anymore because you can't. Kilometres is linear. Now, you seem to understand that. Implicitly, you've drawn a straight line. With a dingling dangleberry. Well, what's all this about? What's that got to do with anything? If this is your surface, you'll need a straight line to measure it. And you're describing it in kilometres, a linear distance. Yeah? You can draw that on a flat map if you like. But you won't be drawing it with respect to a sphere. That's idiotic. What a dumbass. Now, this is Zack that's being corrected by another glober. Now, I'm sure this other glober's not correcting him in terms of the distance to horizon that we debunked by showing him how it isn't the distance to a measured horizon when we show how you can measure it beyond the limitations of a physical sphere edge that's been mathematicized by using a flat plane of reference to measure your height of eye above. Now, if they're saying, oh, well, when you measure your height of eye above a flat plane, parallel with it, you know how high in feet, also linear, off a flat Earth you are, you can derive a dip calculation, so long as you've got parallel eye and surface level, to infer that there's a geometric point of sphericity below surface level, and you've got it wrong. Now, this dickhead globe believer's not going to be correcting Zack in that regard. He'll just be telling him you've got the maths wrong. He won't be pointing out there's a flat surface level in the maths, or that it was debunked in 2020.
Not drawn to scale. Is
Scale? What are you talking about? You've still got a straight line for your miles or kilometres, haven't you?
the horizon the last piece of water you could see when...
No. That's idiotic. That is a... what's the word? Orthographic representation. Do you think a horizon is you seeing the side of your own smegging head? And a point, with you basically looking at it from space, tangential to a line describing a flat linear distance in kilometres? Well, this is utterly idiotic. No, you never get to see the side of your own head. This is not what a horizon looks like. Go and look at a horizon, Zack, you clown. Does it look like... do you think if you put an arrow pointing at a point tangent to a dingleberry with a straight line representative of a linear distance in kilometres, labelling it horizon in an orthographic view and putting a giant frickin' arrow does not make this a horizon? Go and look at a horizon and tell me if it looks remotely like this tangential point. No. Yeah? Maybe slap yourself around the face a few times, Zack, you stupid clown. This is not a horizon. Why would you put a big white arrow and write the word horizon? Yo, idiot. Points tangential to an orthographic ball aren't what horizons look like. Now go and look at a horizon, dumbass. Does it look like this? I'm going to go with no. Is it because you're orthographic, begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking earth curve maths? Works in orthographic view? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does, and it also has a surface level. And eye level. Tangential to it? No, it's parallel with surface level, dum-dum. Seems like you don't know your maths very well, Zack. Give this man millions of views and subscribers.
Looking out towards the ocean. Now, past...
No, you're looking out to the tangential point below surface level as dictated by your begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking earth curve maths that you just haven't labelled in this dingleberry orthographic view of the side of your own head.
That, you can't see the surface of the water.
Okay, you're not. We can't see any water. What are you talking about? We've seen the side of our own head in this view.
But you can see objects with height sticking out of the water.
Height? Oh, how are you going to measure that? Anybody? Anybody at all? How's he going to measure height? Would it be off surface level by any chance?
With respect to sea level?
Yeah, it'll be with respect to sea level. What's this dickhead got? Is this a... Oh, what were the words I used earlier? Perspective hijacking version of reality, where whatever the hell this is, at a scale of, 5,000 miles away, he's going to suggest that it doesn't change in angular size. Yeah, not to scale much. No. It's called perspective hijacking. It's an orthographic view. These terms may be unfamiliar to Zack, the dick. But meanwhile, we don't see the side of our own head, and guess what, Zack? Hashtag shit shrinks. Stuff gets smaller into the distance. Not in earth curve maths though, eh, Zack? This'll be measured in feet and not change at any distance. It wouldn't matter if we wrote 10 million linear flat earth miles on this line. This, whatever it is, 100 foot, let's call it a sailboat. It's going to be 100 foot at a million miles. It doesn't matter. It won't ever change. It's a distance exclusive to perspective when he gives us his flat earth kilometres and a, quote, not to scale. No, hashtag not changing in angular size, because you don't see the world with the side of your own head in that view. Idiot, Zack. Now, my name's Nathan Oakley. I'm the one schooling on your stupid idiot assertions of a world where we see the side of our own head. Now, that's just your stupid begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking earth curve maths getting the better of you, sir. That's all that is.
Like islands or boats. They just have to be in this line of sight. In fact...
Sorry, line of sight with your own smegging head in it. With you looking at the side of your own head, tangent to a ball, from space, with an object that doesn't change its angular size. Yeah, this is stupid shit that we never see, Zack. Yeah? Line of sight, my ass!
In fact, using symmetry, we can put another person also...
Using symmetry? Are you trying to use some clever words, Zack? Yeah, dum-dum, this is stupid, isn't it? Yeah, I hope you realise just how stupid it is that I'm pointing it out to you. Okay, Dumbo? We don't get to see the side of our own head.
Also 6 feet tall.
Really? 6 feet tall? You're telling me that this man, 3,500, 4,000 miles away, is going to be capable of being seen? Oh yeah, because he's still 6 foot to a scale of 3,000 or 4,000 miles away. Yeah? Is that what you're telling us, eh, dum-dum? We can see the side of his head too, can we? This is idiotic, Zack. But yet we've still got our marked with an arrow horizon. Yeah, because Zack's been hoodwinked by earth curve maths, where they have a marked with an X labelled horizon. Tangent point below surface level. And he thinks that's the world he lives in. What a stupid moron. Go out and look at the horizon, you stupid dumbass Zack. Notice I'm getting away with calling you a dumbass with total justification because you've put a white arrow with the word horizon next to this spastic point tangential to a ball. Now, does that look like a horizon to you, ladies and gentlemen, or is Zack just a retard? I'm going to go with the latter. Zack's a retard because he thinks by labelling this horizon, it's going to somehow represent that line that you see out in the distance where shit disappears because it's too small to frickin' see. Like a point of optical resolution loss. Calculable with the Rayleigh criterion. Maybe you'd like to look into it, Zack, you dipshit.
A distance of 6 miles away from our first person.
Sorry, 6 miles? As in a linear distance on a flat Earth again? You don't get to use our stuff, Zack. Now, it seems like you're new in town, I don't know who you are, and you've got a lot of subscribers, but the rules don't alter because you've got a lot of followers. It just means there's a lot of people obviously more stupid than you that watch your stuff. Well, let me tell you, the little man, the guy with a lot less subscribers, who's a lot more intelligent than you, You don't get to use our stuff, Zack. If you're going to try and decry the nature of reality being flat, don't use miles. That'd be a linear flat distance, you stupid boy.
And they'll clearly be in each other's line of sight just
So we're not in a line of sight in this orthographic representation. Go and look up what orthographic means, idiot.
by symmetry. So even if
So
you're
there he is with his symmetry again. By symmetry? What you mean, is that your way of justifying the fact that this 6-foot man, yeah, by scale, has a geometric physical limitation to your view we debunked in 2020? When you see the side of your own head in an orthographic representation that's akin to your Earth curve mathematics, where you need to tell us where the horizon is. Now horizons don't look like this, do they? Maybe you've never seen a horizon. Ever been outside? Go ahead.
How does all things being equal, that is symmetry, how does that affect anything? What is he talking about?
You're saying that if you hold up a mirror to the guy, it's like a 6-foot man won't change in angular size, therefore it's symmetrical. In his stupid dumbass way, he's introduced this word to square the circle of things not changing at distance when he shows you the side of your own head. So he's called it symmetry.
your friend is 6 miles away, 9.7 kilometers, way beyond the horizon.
Way beyond the horizon being a diffraction limit. You are ignoring when dealing with things orthographically like your Earth curve maths ignores perspective. Hashtag shit shrinks.
You'll still see the top of their head. And
oh, will y'all?
The quote drop in this case, like how much drop?
Drop from what? From the horizontal plane of reference, you stupid retard. Go ahead. No? Oh, it was one deck trying to get in.
Drop we should expect, 8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah, that's a drop from a horizontal plane of reference, you stupid idiot. The surface level in your maths is what you'll be describing that drop from. Or alternatively, you'll be calculating a differential, I should say, from the eye level raised up from surface level when measuring your height of eye in feet off sea level. This is a flat earth prerequisite. You can't have drop of a surface that isn't flat if your axiomatic principle to describe the drop from is a horizontal plane. It's called surface level in your earth curve maths.
Gives us 24 feet. Yet I could see my 6-foot tall king of a friend. The drop doesn't mean you can't see objects under that height.
It doesn't mean anything when you're describing how we see the world in maths that's orthographic. How many times? This is idiotic. It's frustrating and painful when you keep going through the maths that they reify into a world that they can't see. They're not seeing Bob in the distance and the side of Bob's head while you see you in the foreground. Also the side of your own head, and a ball dangling beneath both of them, tangents, points, represented as a big white arrow saying it's a freaking horizon. This is all stupid. So every time it comes to him babbling on about how nonsensical the world would or wouldn't appear, comparatively to an orthographic view that's mathematically describing a curve below a surface level that's measured flat.
You absolutely can.
Well, so Nathan, you'll be pleased to know that later on he's going to tell us what perspective is.
Why? It isn't in the maths he's just asserted, because he's taken it from earth curve assertions in the begging the question proof of nothing perspective, hijacking earth curve mathematics that work in an orthographic view. So how's he going to tell us what perspective is? I mean, he's cut to this shot. I mean, does this look even remotely like this? Right, you see how this white arrow points at this and says horizon, and then we go to this. What the frick? That looks absolutely nothing like what you had diagrammatic. Do I need to put a giant, massive white arrow here for Zack the retard? And then put on this one, like a little line through this one, like an X. No shit for brains. What you thought was a horizon you labelled wrong. That's not a horizon. Yeah, that looks nothing like. Find it. This! I'll put a big white arrow. This is a horizon. Yeah? Do I need to put a big bloody arrow on it? Why haven't you labelled this one? Is it because it looks absolutely nothing like the one that you're telling us this is? Oh, yeah, we must be informed that this is a horizon. Yeah, because it isn't. This is your stupid, dumbass, shit-for-brains notion of a dangling ball in an orthographic view that hijacks perspective in a maths that uses a flat Earth surface level for its measurements. Right, dum-dum? So let me just do it for you. Let's put a big white arrow so this retard knows what an actual horizon looks like. You haven't labelled this one, dum-dum? It's because nobody needs it labelling, do they? When we see a real horizon, not an orthographic representation with the side of her own head. Where's the side of her own head gone? That doesn't seem to be in this view anymore, you stupid spastic. Is it just me, or was I expecting to see my own side of my own head? Where's that gone? Oh, it's vanished completely when I actually look at the world through my own frickin' eyeballs. I don't get to see my own head. Yeah, you know what? We dealt with this 8 years ago, Zack. It's almost like you're a retard very late to the party who gets every single flat Earth search you do, sending you two dickheads just as stupid as you. Rather than to these subject matter experts like myself, who point out your stupidity with an orthographic view that you'll never see. You're never going to get to see the side of your own spastic head. This is a horizon, you stupid boy.
Quote, horizon is totally expected.
Really? I was expecting to see the side of my own head. Like you had diagrammatically represented. Where did that go? Oh, it vanishes completely when hashtag shit shrinks. Why is this big? Why is this small? Why is, in this diagram, this dude the exact same fucking size as this dude? Is it because Zack's a spastic? I'm going to go with yes. Yeah? When we get to a horizon, there's no dude the same size as you. Yeah, this is representative of your field of view from your eyeball. What, a couple of mil? Now, we definitely don't have a dude the same size as us, because hashtag shit shrinks, you retard, taking the begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking Earth curve maths, like it's capable of reification. It isn't! You're dumb! Why don't you actually go and look at the actual subject instead of just looking at every single bias-affirming clown like Simon Dan and Professor Dave explains? That's how you get fed when you do a search for this subject. What does that leave you with? Being chastised by me? Justifiably, you complete retard! You want to call this a horizon? Yeah, you're going to get called a spastic. This is fun, isn't it? I love calling YouTubers with millions of subscribers and followers a retard. Because you know what it says about every one of your dumbass viewers and subscribers? It tells me they're more stupid than you. That's what it says about them. They haven't recognised that this giant white arrow with the word horizon next to it looks absolutely nothing like a horizon. And when we get to reality, are you labelling this? Now, no need. You need to tell them how the orthographic view without perspective is a horizon. So it's got a giant white arrow and the word next to it. No, that'll get you making a, claw to the keyboard to make a video in response to me to tell me how right you are when you label up a bleeding tangent point as a horizon. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking you'll be telling me how this isn't going to be worth your time. Yeah, because you're going to appeal to the consensus of dumb fucks that are obviously more stupid than you. None of them have called you out for this, have they, Zack? But nice that all the bias-affirming view searches that you did for Flat Earth didn't bring you to me. Until now. Now I've got my audience telling you damn well just how stupid you are. What are you going to do, make a video about Nathan Oakley and tell me how wrong I am? Yeah, you can be damn sure that won't be happening. You'll be like every other terrified coward in the face of them being informed of how stupid they actually are. You won't make a response. You'll tell me, oh, I've got millions of views. The rest of the dumb fucks who watch me affirm how smart I am. When I've got nothing to reply about the orthographic representation of a horizon marked with a giant bloody white arrow. So let Zack know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that gets him to at least acknowledge by hopefully looking at what he's gone wrong with his assertions on a flat earth that he's been using the whole time with his kilometres and miles. Let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. Maybe I'll be proved wrong, maybe. Go ahead.
Is he talking about the horizon that you can't get on a sphere and that's used to establish horizontal using the C sextant with the horizon mirror?
Yeah, if you're doing any navigation for practical purposes, you'll need a horizon that's leveling out a tool for measuring angles to stars. Yes, that's correct. I'm not saying it for my health. There's 75 people watching. Please let Zack know at Nathan Oakley 1980 send me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed by the YouTube censor bots or Zack himself. Hopefully he can come along and realise the error of his ways and just how stupid this white arrow was. Now this is him telling himself and his dumbass subscriber base who will not help you when you tell yourself that, oh, right, well, lots of other people watched and nobody told me how wrong I was. Other than this guy who's just telling you how you got your maths wrong when you beg the question of a orthographic view. Yeah, he's going to correct you right on how to get the bullshit world of Dingleberry Earth correct. No one's going to tell you that this isn't a horizon, though, are they? Yeah, that'll be me doing that. Yeah? And how stupid do you feel when you look at this labelled horizon Dingleberry tangent point orthographically with you and your own head in view? Well, look like this, does it? Now, maybe you'll tell me I'm wrong, Zack. Yeah, I just don't understand, I'm sure.
Finds its own level. Yeah, this water looks pretty level when it's still. Yeah, it looks pretty level. Or when you have weirder container shapes. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the water is level. If I turn it a little bit, look at that. Water is level.
Well, welcome to Flat Earth.
Here's the actual answer to this.
Sorry, there is no answer to this. Sorry, no question was posed. Does this retard think he just asked a question? He went, there's the water, it's level. That's a statement of fact. There's no question being asked. When you're a retard baller, there is, though, isn't there? I can state an axiomatic principle as a flat earther, and not have to suddenly infer that my statement of an axiomatic principle is actually a question. To you, the retard baller, that's a question, is it? There's the water, it's flat. Question mark. What? No, that'll be an axiomatic principle you've stated as a fact.
How do you know this is perfectly level?
It's used in engineering. We utilise it when at sea, when we measure the surface with the water that forms the horizon as a surface level. Very useful tool, that water, for measuring an angle to a star, for instance, so you don't die at sea. I just say that again for Zack, who's a retard who thinks that he sees the side of his own head when he labels up horizons. You can measure the principle of this axiomatic fact you just stated so that you don't die at sea. You can measure the angle to the water forming the horizon, the one that you think dips away. Idiot. So yeah, I'm going to take you to a pretty specific use of the water and its flatness when it's measured that way with a sextant. It was brought up by my compadre Wandek a moment ago. Yes, so I'll take you to the life and death practical example of measuring water flat. And what are you going to tell me? That there's a question attached to your statement of fact?
To infinite precision. How do you know?
Because I can save my life at sea when utilising that fact.
How do you know it's not?
I can build a building with it. Much of the engineering that you're sitting on now, there's a good chance you used that axiomatic principle when being built. Are you a clown? Do you not understand and appreciate the environment around you has been levelled for you to be in it? Oh my God, you stupid shit for brains retard. Go ahead, whoever that was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, he's getting ready to say, how do you know the segment of a horizontal line is horizontal? That is the question he's building up to.
Not curving so slightly that we cannot perceive it. Just use.
If it was curving so slightly, it wouldn't be useful for building shit, would it? What are you babbling about? Have you got the slightest idea what you're talking about? You've just defied, by way of a contradiction in terms, the statement of fact you made when you held up the glass initially and held up a little kid's toy with all sorts of things to have the water be level in. Then you've made a statement of fact. Yeah, the water's level. Yeah, it is, yeah. Very useful.
Using our vision or even the most advanced equipment we have.
Like levels. They use water. Are you really this dumb?
Because equipment can only be so precise.
Can it only be so precise as to maybe put up a house? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are that precise.
How do you know?
Because you're sitting in a house that was built with that principle. Are you really this dumb? How do I know how dumb you are? Because you're staring at a freaking glass of water that you've just described the axiomatic principle of its flatness with, and are now asking how you know. It's an axiom.
The answer is you don't.
Yeah, I do. You just told us earlier. So it's not the principle you described 30 seconds previously then. So which do I take? You saying you don't know, or you telling me the axiomatic principle statement of fact that's basically erected the building you're sat in? You say you don't know after telling us the axiomatic principle. That just sounds like you need locking up in a mental asylum. It sounds like you are deranged. You know what deranged means? With this look in your eye after you give us a shit-for-brains contradiction. Hello? You've just violated the law of non-contradiction, you stupid clown.
There goes longitude and latitude. Throw that global way, jerk off.
It could be curving ever.
It could be. Well, why did you tell us earlier that it wasn't? When you described the principle axiomatically and useful in building stuff of it being flat. It could be curving. It could be a contradiction in terms. It could be a violation of the law of non-contradiction. It could be a shit-for-brains retard. I'm going to go with the latter.
If it curves, there's no measurements for his globe. He can't curve that. Or he has to throw away latitude, dip angles, all the things that he thinks it proves sphericity.
If the water's, yeah, okay, good way of putting it. If the water's not level, how are you going to derive your height above sea level for your earth curve maths? How are you going to describe the dip parallel to surface level, that's eye level, that you get in your height above surface level, to derive that dip from? If it's not level, how are you going to derive your earth curve maths that you don't really understand, that you think you see just out of your own head with? Yeah, that earth curve maths has got this axiomatic principle inherent to it. You look at the maths, it's got surface level in it, it's got eye level in it. Those are level. Dumbass. Yeah, it's involving the surface. Dumbass. Maybe if you stare at a glass of water long enough, it will be curving. What clown.
Or so slightly. Or
no, it isn't.
Or it could be perfectly flat.
It's perfectly flat, but for the meniscus.
Take this, for example. Is this line of blue perfectly flat?
Oh, wow, you're going to zoom out and tell me that this is a section of a really big ball? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go that you're a charlatan shit-for-brains retard who's looked at idiots like Dan and Dave and Craig and learnt this shit-for-brains retard way in orthographic view of showing a giant circle when zoomed in. But I'm going to go with no. Let's see if I'm right.
Or is it curving a little bit?
I'm going to say it's curving a little bit, therefore not straight. And if you're going to assert that it is straight, make you a liar.
Now, if you say it's flat, you're wrong.
No, I didn't. I said it was curving, and you're trying to pull a bait and switch with a shit-for-brains retard technique that you've got from idiots like yourself when you search for this subject.
And if you say it's curving...
No, your gurus that are shit-for-brains, they gave you this. They told you this trick. Now, I say no, axiomatically. If it's curving, it won't form the base for an angle to save your life at sea, for a simple example. Now, that's a practical example where tools that people use, mariners, specifically the mariner's sextant, requires this axiomatic principle of level hold true. Now, what you're doing is suggesting that it doesn't. Well, you can suggest that, but for the fact that we measure Earth as a flat plane of reference. Not me, we. You included. You did it when you described kilometres, miles, and your height above sea level for your Earth curve maths assertion in orthographic view. So you require this axiomatic principle hold true when you pull this charlatan's bait and switch you got from other retards like yourself when searching this subject. Now, had you have come to me, you'd understand that the axiomatic principle within Earth curve maths requires surface level be flat. It's right there labelled surface level. It's not a wanker label like horizon with a giant arrow pointing at a curve with a tangent drawn to it when describing linear kilometres. No, not a wanker labelling of surface level, just surface level in your own maths and how it's absolutely fundamentally required to be level and to be the surface you will measure. So you will measure Earth flat. But what's this stupid shit for brains retardedness that he's got from Dave or Dan or some other dickhead? Oh, shock and awe! It's not really like it looks. It's almost like you were trying to bait and switch somebody into suggesting that a line that definitely is not flat is actually flat because you've zoomed in.
Then I call BS because there's no way you could possibly see that. I mean, these endpoints are at the same y coordinates, same height.
Y coordinates, as in what descriptions with respect to a Cartesian plane? It's almost like you sound vaguely like you're talking some sense, but I already know where you've got this from. I've been here 10 years. I know your primary sources too.
I hold a straight edge up to this. A digital straight edge looks pretty flat to me, but let's just zoom out.
Because it's digitally, oh my God. It's digitally.
Look at that. We're on a
problem
circle.
with the digital zoom.
Yeah, he's taken retard boys like Dave and Dan and Craig, and he's given us this back to his however million subscribers. Okay, well done. So does this have a practical application then, Zach? Did Craig or Dave or Dan or whatever wanker you got this from, did they tell you how this gets put into a practical application beyond affirming your own belief in a sphere Earth that defies the axiomatic principle of level in this instance? Did they show you where they might actually use this to do something practical, like build a fucking house or save your life at sea? Some of the useful flat earth proving examples that I've given, for example, like the ones that will keep a roof over your head or stop you from dying. Or does this just only confirm your stupid shit for brains view that you've got from your stupid shitheads gurus like your Dans and your Craigs and your Daves? I'm pretty sure this has no practical application. Go ahead.
Well, this is where scale, becomes an issue. Because he, at this point, is a liar. He's had to make himself a liar to try to debunk what he already knows to be true. He's having to lie to himself at this moment.
Yeah, and why is he doing it? Why has he become this liar? Because it's so big, we can measure it flat. Right? Oh, it looks like it's flat because it's just a really big ball. Therefore, in this clown shoe's mind, justification for then in future maybe measuring it flat. Oh, well, we can still measure it flat. It's a really big ball. So it's all good. To measure Earth flat. Yeah, we just measure Earth flat. Now, the further you go into this subject, Zach, the more you'll realise that awful truth. That what you actually do when you come to measuring Earth is measure it flat. And then maybe somebody around you will say, oh, that's all right. You're allowed to measure Earth flat. It's because it's a really big ball that we measure Earth flat. And there are no actual ball measurements to measure. We'll measure Earth flat. But we're really standing on a really big ball. Look, if I zoom out in orthographic view, because Simon Dan showed it me.
The entire thing is curved. You just can't see that curve when you're very zoomed in. So basically what I'm saying is that water isn't actually perfectly level.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, water at rest finds its level. It's utilised in a lot of engineering principles, including your house that you're sat in. You stupid retard. Go and type in water level into your search engine and see what comes up. Do you think it's going to come up? Actually, I think you'll find you mean water curve. No, it won't do that. It'll try and sell you a few tools, though.
Whether in a
Does he realize?
Go ahead.
Does he realize that there is a tool called a level and it has liquid in it? Hello?
Google response. Actually, I think you mean curve tool for curving things.
This is where they all have to go. We all know this is where it comes to. Level has to be curved.
Let's explain this to me, Zach, right? You stupid retard. Zach, this is the only question I've got for you. Why in unholy hell did you just spend a significant portion of time justifying how flat it would seem, as opposed to giving us measurable curvature? Why didn't you just measure, curve, and show it us? If you want me, for instance, because I assume you're appealing to an audience, I'm your audience now. So if you want me, your audience, to believe you about your retard assertions of a surface that's curved, why have you spent a significant period of time telling me how justifiably flat you can perceive it? Just show me your Earth curve measurements. Give me them and I'll believe Earth's curved. You don't have any. I've been here 10 years. What we do have, and you damn well know it, Zach, is a measurement of Earth as a flat plane. And then an apology by retards like yourself for just how flat it's okay to measure it because it's so big. But the measurements are flat. That's a fact. There's no getting around it. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. We measure Earth flat, and then shit for brains, like Zach here, will justify it by saying, well, it's only because it's really big.
Especially in the next several. Another thing I didn't include in the original video that also makes no sense on a flat Earth is why constellations...
What do you mean makes no sense on a flat Earth? You've given us miles, kilometres, dips. Yeah? The geometric horizon you're asserting as an Earth curve, that requires a surface level. It requires parallel eye level. Why are you now telling us how flat Earth can't be when you've already used multiple flat Earth prerequisites? Is it you seeking your own cope? You don't want it to be flat? Go ahead.
Sounds like he's going to the stars, Nathan.
Let him.
Constellations change
The
throughout the
elevation
year.
angle is not going to help him.
And I don't think most people even recognize this. Like Orion's belt.
Right, you're going to the stars. We measure these stars for navigation and mapping. We've charted the world with elevation angles measured off a flat Earth, you stupid boy. You're going to use stars? You having a joke? Only recently, we had quite a few delusional explorers down by antipodal assumption that would be south, a direction only capable of describing with respect to a plane. They went south on a flat plane and then measured the angle of the sun with respect to a plane for over 24 hours. They measured a flat Earth non-stop in a place called Antarctica with elevation angles. That's recent. This is history in the making. Idiot clown shoes measure Earth flat with elevation angles to the sun. And you're going to go to Orion. Yeah, that's measured flat also. We have charted and mapped the entire known territories with respect to a flat plane using those stars. I used them as an example earlier as being useful for not dying at sea. Now, notice how you've just justified how flat Earth would be perceived, as opposed to give us some curve measurements. You haven't given us any practical application for it. Me, I'm saying you measure Earth flat and you can chart the world with that system. And then further to that, you can save your life at sea if you know how to use an angle to a flat water surface that forms a horizon to give you an angle to a star like Orion or any of the stars in Orion's belt to use for navigational purposes. Go ahead.
He could refer to a debate between Brian's Logic, our own Brian, and Mick Tunes. He shows the measurements right in the beginning.
Good morning, guys.
Hello.
Morning.
Not visible all year long. It's only visible during certain months. And this makes perfect sense if the Earth is going around the sun.
Well, the description of it going around the sun is an orbital motion that's described from within a globe with angles on the equatorial plane creating a celestial sphere. Again, that's what I just described like 30 seconds ago when I said the world was charted with angles to the stars. Yeah, well, around the sun is inside a globe with the angles through a glorified protractor, like this would be described. The globes that I've seen occasionally have this as a protractor itself, like with the angles measured through it. Okay, well, that's because it's representing the celestial sphere. Let's just bring it up for my audience. This is how you'll describe equatorial orbital motion. From within the globe with angles from the equatorial plane. Because that's how they're measured. Now, you can pretend that they've come from a surface tangential, like you described earlier. but they get transposed back into hell because that's how orbital motion must work. The line that the orbit is taking after creating it with the flat Earth angles to these stars bifurcates the globe. You can't be experiencing an orbital motion on the surface of Earth. No such animal can exist, nor does it exist in the maths. You're always describing orbits in Earth. So when you say around the sun, learn how orbits work, you stupid retard who doesn't know his own religion. You need a flat plane for that too. Same angles that I'm describing work from within the equatorial plane. Stupid boy doesn't know his own religion. Tell me they're working from on a motion around the sun. Dumbass. Learn heliocentrism. Round the sun, heliocentric. Helios, the sun. Centric, at centre. That's what you're detailing. These have got rules. Rules that require Earth be measured flat, son. For the angles to describe this maths. Dumbass. Did you not get this from Dave or Dan or wherever you got your stupid other shit from? Go ahead.
They use the sun as the orbital plane, and that they take their angles from the center of the sun in that description. So they treat the Earth as a flat plane to get the angle to the sun. Then they create another plane in the center of the sun and get the angles to the other celestial bodies and claim Earth is one of those in that system. It's ridiculous. Just to put the Earth in motion.
Watch. Earth, sun. During the day, you're looking at the sun. You cannot see the stars behind it. It is too bright. When it's nighttime, you're over here on Earth. You can see those stars, not these ones. If the Earth is here, you can never see those stars.
I hate this shit. This is a retard going through his own basic understanding of heliocentric motion once reified after the fact. He has no idea how the mathematics is derived. He's no idea how the angle derivation is acquired from flat planes of reference. This is a shit-for-brains retard's rendition of heliocentrism. Oh my god. You know how dumb you sound to me. You sound like a spastic. That's how you sound. You sound like... You might as well be talking like this. And you are on the other side of the board, and the sun is in the brightness, so you can't see the stars. That's how you sound to me.
How long have you known there are 2 points of rotation of the sun in the sky?
How long have I known
Why
there's
are you
2 points
here?
of rotation of the sun in the sky? What do you mean there's 2 points of rotation of the sun
Yeah.
in the sky?
What?
Oh, I heard you
2
said so
points of
a
rotation
while
of the
back.
sun. You sure about what you're saying, buddy? Maybe
Oh,
rethink
you
that
said it
real
too.
quick.
You said it too.
Okay, what's the quote?
Oh, it's a while back. You were talking to what's his
won't be
name,
one.
Mighty Mouse, when you said it. And you
Stop wasting your time with this idiot.
Fast
Get
forward
out of
6
here.
months. Boop. Now we're over here.
There's 6 months and then we're over here.
Now at night, when
Now the night time's on the other side.
you're on this side of the Earth, you can see those stars. That
Where did you get the motion from? Where did Kepler derive this from? How did you derive distance? How is it scaled? Do you know any of the answers to these questions, you stupid retard? No, you do not.
you couldn't see 6 months ago. During the day, you're looking at the sun. You cannot see the stars over here that you were able to see.
Oh, really? No, the motion's described from within the ball.
6 months ago.
You're not seeing anything if you're in hell describing orbital motion.
Constantly changing, which makes perfect sense if the Earth is...
Really? If the Earth is what? A ball? No. The motion has been derived from flat Earth elevation angle measurements to these lights in the sky. That's where you get this motion. Now, I would educate your dumbass on where Kepler and Huygens actually invented this shit. But why? Why haven't you looked into it? You're the one professing it. It's called blind faith, son. Yeah? You are no better than the lowest rank of Scientologist. Just some guy or gal has invited you into the religion, you've got the broad strokes, and now you're sat on a YouTube video parroting them off. In case you were unaware, your sky vacuum religion is no different to their sky vacuum religion. They're one and the same. They're both heliocentric. You'd think you'd look into that, given that you have the same religion as the Scientologists. You'd think you'd understand that religion, or maybe look into its origins or how it works and functions. But no, you're giving us this third-grade rendition of heliocentric orbital motion. Pathetic.
Well, I would like to point to the rhetorical device of sunrise and sunset. Now, these are rhetorical devices that give us our day and night, as we describe them, but they're only there as to measure angles of the sun with respect to the horizontal plane of reference. That's where we get the idea of rise and set from. It's from a flat Earth. Why are you attacking it?
Is going around the sun.
Sorry, I thought you concluded.
Oh, I was just saying he's attacking himself when he attacks this understanding. You know, it's like chipping away your own foundation.
I don't know how to explain on a flat Earth. Wait a minute, I have seen the moon huge before, and then I've seen it small, so he's confusing me. Okay, yes, the moon does sometimes look big, and there's two reasons for that.
Who gives a crap? I mean, again, if this is going to turn into some practically used thing, then fine. But how the moon looks to you is kind of irrelevant. Who gives a crap?
First, the moon's doing an elliptical orbit around.
Really? How did you derive that elliptical orbit? That's a big, long description. Who came up with the elliptical orbit? Do you know? Mathematically, who invented it?
The Earth. So sometimes it's closer to Earth than other times.
According to who? How is this inferred?
And when it's closer to Earth, it's going to look bigger.
What? When what's closer to Earth, it's going to look bigger? The moon? So in your mind, you think the moon's what? Waving in and out in an orbital motion, do you? An elliptical orbital motion for the moon. I see. No. What a wanker. You haven't got a clue, have you?
But sometimes it's at its closest point to Earth, perigee, while it's also a full moon. When those two things line up, we call that a supermoon. And those have...
Apogee and perigee will need a flat Earth. Go on. Say again, John.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, apogee and perigee are with respect to a flat plane of reference, not a curve.
Yeah. Stop using our stuff.
Happen multiple times per year. So you might just be seeing a supermoon. That supermoon won't change size throughout the night, though. Okay.
As who? You've got... That's not demonstrating what you've suggested in the slightest. You think that cartoon's going to cut it? No. You're going to need to actually back this shit. Now show that to be the case.
If you look at its angular size at moonrise...
What's angular size? Well, like, not actual size.
And high moon, same angular size.
High moon? What's that? Sorry, is that a new one? He's just rambled off his stupid top of his head.
That should not happen on a flat Earth. It shouldn't.
I think that's a Clint Eastwood movie. Oh, no, that's High Noon.
Even increase by a
he's
little.
talking about the...
Head.
He was trying to describe the moon at its zenith, which is with respect to a flat plane. And how it's the same, whether it's 1 degree off the flat plane or 90 degrees to the flat plane. The size remains the same. Who cares? Like, really, who cares? It's a flat plane then. Okay.
It should increase by a stupid amount. And it doesn't. We'd all notice that. But another reason the moon can look really big is just because it's on the horizon. If you see a full moon on the horizon, now it's behind trees and mountains, and your brain starts comparing it to things. So
when you see it on the horizon, it's behind trees. So not on the horizon then.
But your brain tricks you into thinking the moon is bigger than it really
tricked you into thinking it's on the horizon. Do you know what a horizon is?
is.
We already know the answer, right? It's got a giant white arrow pointing at it. Yeah? Is that where the tree line is? On that tangent point.
On those nights where you see it and it looks really big, though, wait a few hours, and then look at the moon again when it's higher in the sky.
What can I use this for? Will this help me if I'm lost? Will I be able to build a house with this? Will I be able to map the territory with it? What's this useful for?
It's going to look normal size. You'll think it actually got smaller. It didn't. It actually remained the same size, but the illusion is gone.
Who gives the tiniest of shites?
However, if the Earth were flat, the moon shouldn't look smaller when it's above us.
What in an unholy non sequitur is that? If the Earth was flat, the not actual size, that's angular size of the moon, wouldn't change. What's the moon? Anybody?
Wait, so that's cool. So by that token, so like on a flat Earth, if a car is driving away from you, it won't look smaller. Hashtag shit doesn't shrink, according to this guy.
It should look way bigger. Not slightly, way.
Oh, my bad. I preemptively got it wrong. It should look much, much bigger on a flat Earth, should it? Why?
Bigger. It doesn't.
Really? And we're measuring it flat. It is on a flat Earth. We've utilised elevation angles to the lights in the sky for some time. We've navigated and mapped the territory with them. What the bloody hell are you babbling about? We only ever utilise them flat.
Earth's not.
Your orbital motion is an example of that, you stupid clown. What do you think it is? Where do you think the measurements come from? Look at what orbital motion actually is. Where's it come from? And the moment you notice that there's a flat Earth being measured with the angles to the stars, you'll suddenly scratch your head and go, oh, well, how's that work then? And then when you're going to look into the motion derived from within a globe, you'll realise how stupid your reification fallacy is. That you don't understand. You probably don't understand what the reification is, let alone what that word even means.
Flat. Weird how you didn't show streetlights converging in the distance, as this shows exactly how perspective makes things appear to converge into the horizon. Okay,
so the guy was right, wasn't he? Because you don't have perspective in your begging the question, proof of nothing perspective hijacking orthographic view. Remember, he had a giant white arrow pointing at someone that you described as being, what was the word he used? Mirroring or something? Symmetry something or other? He was using
Symmetry.
Symmetry. All right. So when the person in the distance is symmetrical to you, that would be to say that they remain the same feet and inches value, even though they're 6 miles away, according to your description earlier. Now we're going to have something that completely violates that, aren't we? Roll on the violation of the law on contradiction.
I want to emphasize this hard. The word perspective is not a get-out-of-jail-free card that people use it as.
You don't use it, you stupid clown. Your maths doesn't have it.
You will ask, like, why does this look the way it does and not the way I think it should?
You think you see the side of your own head. Why are you offering an opinion on this? You are a retard. You think a horizon is a tangent point and that you can see the side of your own head when describing the line of sight, end quote you. So I'm not going to trust a single word that comes out of your spastic mouth in this regard. Why are you telling us this? Me, I can detail the Rayleigh criterion.
And people will say, oh, perspective.
Yeah, that's described with the Rayleigh criterion. Angular resolution loss at distance. It would form the horizon. Have you got any idea about these notions and concepts described in mathematics for angular resolution loss at distance? The diffraction limit? I highly doubt it.
Done. What do you want to talk about now? That could be the right answer, but it explains nothing. What if it's backwards? Like, you can't just say that and that.
But is you telling this person who's not even there what they can't do an answer to Rayleigh criterion, angular resolution loss, diffraction limits, perspective?
That's it. You can always explain further. So if you ever hear someone say just perspective, done.
Is this you haven't got a fucking clue what you're on about, so you're going to waffle on about what people can't do and what you'd expect from them when being asked a question? I'd expect this shit for brains retard to babble on about how you couldn't answer and how you should answer. Me, knowing about how perspective works, will tell you to go and look into the Rayleigh criterion, angular resolution loss, and diffraction limits. That's what I'll tell you to do. If you're looking at perspective, that would be the right course of action. Now, me, I've studied it. This guy is a retard, so he'll tell you what to expect from somebody like himself when asked about perspective.
Ask them to explain further. For example.
Okay, explain the Rayleigh criterion given that it is specific to perspective. Yeah? Go and let this retard, Zack, know. and give him a timestamp for his own spastic question and say, Zack, you invited answer to a question about perspective at 8 minutes and 27 seconds. Now I'm going to ask you, the spastic who didn't answer anything, what the Rayleigh criterion is. Let's see if he gives an answer. See if he acknowledged just how stupid he really is. Just how ignorant he is. Just how he is basically sharing his pain of a flat earth with this video. Doesn't matter how dumb and ignorant he is of the entire subject. He can babble on about it and pretend he knows what he's talking about to an audience of millions, can't he?
This basketball I'm holding. Look.
Yeah,
what the hell does this have to do with perspective? Go ahead.
To toe the line with the regular rank and file ballers, he needs to assert that science doesn't prove anything. So, given that, and he thinks this is science, why is he trying to explain anything if he can't?
Looks bigger than that car super far away. Why is that? Perspective, sure. But that's not a real answer. That still doesn't explain why. So the real answer is because if I draw a line from the middle of my eyes to one end of the basketball, and then another line from the middle of my eyes to the other end of the basketball, that forms some angle.
Really? Why didn't you do that in this begging the question, proof of nothing perspective hijacking orthographic view that I've got up here? Why didn't you do that there? You didn't have two angles being formed. You had one line, tangential to the surface, dingleberry, we call it, dangling beneath. So no, you didn't draw any perspective in your orthographic view earlier. So why are you now suggesting that that would be the way you do it when you didn't do it that way? When you see the side of your own head. Yeah, it's because you're a retard and you haven't got a clue what you're talking about, and you've got all your information from other spastics on the internet. Spastics like Craig, McNeil, Dave, Simon, Dan. They're the retards that gave you this. Your audience that affirm your bias, they're all stupider than you. So they're not going to call you out on this.
If I do the same thing with the car, that angle...
Do the same thing with this, or what are you going to do? Describe it as being a reflection. What was the word he used? Mirroring or something. Symmetry. So now we've got angular resolution loss being calculated with a basketball and something further than the basketball. But yet when you actually got a basketball-shaped diagram, you've got one line, just like your earth curve maths. Yeah. Let's just show him what we're talking about. This is your begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking earth curve maths. Can you see where it says surface level? Can you see where it says eye level? If I explained how axiomatically these two must run parallel so that you can derive the dip when measuring your height off sea level in reality and having an axiomatically parallel eye level to the surface in reality. Do you understand how your earth curve maths, this is what you were relying on when you drew your stupid spastic diagrams, relies on a flat earth being measured? It's right there in your own diagrams that you don't understand. Doesn't have perspective in it.
Is smaller. Done. That's it.
So where's that in your earth curve maths, shit for brains? Do you want to point that out in your earth curve maths?
That is the real reason the car looks smaller.
That's because hashtag shit shrinks. A 3-year-old could understand this.
It's because the angle I'm looking at, or the angle it forms when I connect the ends of the car versus the basketball, is smaller in this case.
How are you going to measure that on a globe?
You need to be quiet, dude.
You need a flat earth to measure this and describe it. Go ahead.
Exactly. It's angles are with respect to a Cartesian plane. All angles. Not a curve, dude.
Yeah, go and ask conspiracy cats. Right, conspiracy cats, you've come back on the scene, right? Go and let Zack know you're a teacher. He's a retard. Go and help him. Yeah? You'll give him a flat earth, won't you, cats? For his perspective? Yes, because he'll damn well need it, won't he? Cats, the teacher. Can we all let conspiracy cats know on his new dumbass channel that he needs to inform Zack, this retard, he needs to educate him by another baller about how flat Earth will be required when describing angular resolution. Yeah? You'll need a flat Earth for that. Cats will give it you.
That's it. So I've seen people say or ask, oh, hey, why does the moon and sun not change size as
Really?
they approach us throughout the day?
Well, what would that help us with? Why does the not actual size of the sun not change in not actual size as it moves through its not actual position throughout the day? That seems like a stupid question to ask when I break it down for the idiot assertion that it would be.
If the Earth is flat.
Oh, and they add on to the end of that, why would the not actual size of the sun not change in not actual size as it moves from its not actual position throughout the day on a flat Earth? Really? Those people would be spastics, like you.
Who are the ones that are asking those questions? I remember those questions being directed at us for years. So is he talking about himself and his peoples?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get told how this gets practically applied to something like not dying at sea. I don't know. We'll see.
And you'll get comments that are like, perspective. No, that's not an answer.
But perspective used for what in practical terms? This just seems like a little straw man burning exercise that you're going through here, sir.
Dig further, because as things get closer to us, the viewing angle should be getting way bigger.
Really? So yeah, when you describe it as being symmetry and a 6-foot man at a distance that's, quote, not to scale, is this your own cognitive ineptitude? Go on, whoever that was.
Well, it's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem because he's describing an apparent size not changing. Well, yeah, we all can observe that fine, but the apparent size is in a Cartesian plane, not a globe. This doesn't help you.
So if the moon is coming at us and it's not increasing in angular size, then why is it not doing the thing that all things do?
How hyper-specific of you. Why is it not doing the things that all things do? What a wanker. You want to try and actually describe or verbalise what you're trying to communicate to your audience? Why does this retard not do that thing that the retards do? You know, that thing that retards do? Why is he not doing that thing?
When they get...
You're asking a lot.
I'm asking to know why he doesn't do that thing. You know, that thing that they do, the thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. You're right, retard. It doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't the moon do that thing that they say the thing it's going to do? I ask similar questions about retards and the things they do. Why do retards do the things they do? I have no idea. Maybe you could inform me. Why do you, a retard, do the things you do when you ask such ridiculous questions that make no sense? I ask, how is it possible to measure the angle of anything if you haven't got a flat Earth to measure it from? And I invite you to go and ask Conspiracy Cat's a teacher. Who's off mute? Go ahead, whoever that is. Bushel. 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 Bushel!
But the street lights. There's another one. I can explain exactly what street lights will do, the whole perspective thing.
Because someone was asking you to, were they? Sorry, this is the mental asylum coming out of you. Nobody's asking you to explain what street lights do. How many times has anybody, in all honesty, had an experience in life where someone's come up to them and gone, excuse me, can you explain what the streetlights do to me?
I can. They light up at night.
They light up at night? Is that the mental asylum conversations that they have in Retardville? Explain what those lights do. How do they do that? What, get smaller into the distance? Yeah, how did they do that? Tell me. Tell us, Zach.
With physical lines and angles, if you have a bunch of street lights, the angle I have to look to see each one is going down.
Really? With respect to a flat plane? Yeah, we can see that. You'll need a flat plane to describe these angles. Again, you seem to be taken after Conspiracy Cats. This is a flat plane of reference you're describing this with, my friend.
It approaches 0.
0 being the flat plane.
Oh dear.
I think
You
this is
stupid
perfect,
retard.
because
Dead.
I mean, listen to what he has to say to his audience, right? To convince them that they're on a ball. You have to describe what you think street lights are doing. Okay.
Yeah, he's describing the angle diminishing to 0. Angle? What, like 2 straight lines meeting at a vertex at his eyeballs? Like a horizontal plane at 0, and when they reach and breach the 0 point of angle measured on a plane, they disappear? Yeah, that'll be really useful to describe in an orthographic view like on your ball here, with the giant white arrow pointing at the word horizon that resembles a horizon knot. So I'm going to be asking, where was these angles describing a flat plane that reduces to 0 when you got your begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking, wires crossed, and saw the side of your own head? Because we see the side of our own head here, but we seem to be describing multiple angles with respect to a plane of reference. Yeah, you'll need a flat earth to describe this perspective view.
What's a 0-degree viewing angle?
It's a flat earth proof, you stupid clown. Don't use our stuff. A 0 viewing angle with respect to the flat plane you've got a 0 from.
The horizon.
Welcome to flat earth. So the line on 0 for an angle, a flat straight line that terminates at the horizon, yeah, welcome to flat earth. Don't use our stuff.
That's it.
Nathan, we need a J on that, Nathan.
Exactly what streetlights will do, the whole perspective thing, with physical lines and angles. If you have a bunch of streetlights, the angle I have to look to see each one is going down. It approaches 0. What's a 0-degree viewing angle? The horizon.
That's beautiful.
Couldn't have said it better ourselves. So welcome to flat earth. You'll need a horizontal plane of reference for it to be an angle. It's a straight line. And at 0, it's a straight line between you and that point you're getting the angle from. Earth is flat for this description. Don't use our stuff. You're telling your audience how flat Earth isn't. Don't tell them about 0 degrees, flatness, and it being a horizon. Idiot. You're under the misapprehension that it's this horizon. So you're going to admirably describe a termination for an angle measurement that's practically applied to your descriptions. Yet you've also, in the same fucking video, got a white arrow pointing at a tangent point to a dingleberry beneath his feet. What a clown. Don't use our stuff.
That's it.
That's it. Oh, so welcome to flat Earth then.
I can explain all this perspective stuff
with a flat Earth. Yeah, you just did.
Physical lines and angles.
On a flat Earth.
Oh.
Eratosthenes' story is pure poppycock. How did he travel the long distances to get the picture? Hello, that never happened in that day and age. 700 kilometers. Did they use phones back before BC? It's a great question. It's a great question. How did they measure distances back then?
On a flat Earth, they're linear.
But instead of saying...
sorry, what are you going to tell him what about he's not saying? He's asked you how they measured distances. Give him the answer. Now, you don't know the answer. We don't know the answer. It was measured in stadia for a start. What's a stadia? Anybody? Yeah, who gives a crap? Nobody knows. Nobody's going to verify this.
I don't get how they could do that, therefore...
So therefore, you're just going to take it as read? Let's go through the method. What's Eratosthenes actually doing? Let's hear it.
It's fake. Let's look it up. I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's look it up. Let's see what he does.
How did Eratosthenes measure the distance between Alexandria and Syene? Let's see. Wow. By taking regular strides to trek between cities. That's actually insane. That's mind-blowing that they did that. Let's see if we can investigate further, though.
Yeah, let's see.
Job measuring distance in ancient Egypt. I don't know. Hello.
Why? He's not asking you that. Why? Maybe you could ask a different question to AI and read out the answer. This is your life, isn't it? Google searching something and reading out the AI response. I mean, they just want to weed us out, don't they? They want us to not do primary source research or learn how to do proper research. This is it for now, right? Kids will learn this and that'll be it. AI says blah, 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 blah. All right, did you verify that? No, AI said it. Well, did you challenge AI? Did you say that's wrong based on information you'd actually acquired in practical reality? No, I just took it as read. AI told me.
Oh, look at that. What is this? We're specialists in ancient Greece and ancient Egypt who measured distances by pacing. These guys accompanied Alexander the Great on his campaign of Asia. Their measurements of the distances traveled by Alexander's army show a high degree of accuracy to the point that it had been suggested that they must have used an odometer, although there's no direct mentioning of such a device. Look at that, guys.
So they knew how accurate it was by comparing it to the linear flat distances in kilometres or miles, right? So they referenced it back to how flat the distances would be if they were with scales that we knew today. And they were very accurate. All right, well, they'll be accurate on a flat plane then. The distances they're comparing them to are linear.
Just did cutting edge research. Sometimes the world's not intuitive. Sometimes things...
Did he just suggest that him doing a Google search was cutting edge research? Did he really just suggest that? My God, retards love to blow smoke up their own ass, don't they?
Aren't obvious. But what's annoying is when people say, I don't get how they could do that. I don't get how this works. So it's...
He haven't detailed how he did what he did. He measured angles with respect to a plane for the sun. At Alexandria and Syene. That's what he actually did. Measure elevation angles.
It's all fake. You know what? I think it's time for me to say, don't be dumb, be brilliant.
You're not brilliant. You're a retard. Are you going to be the sponsor of somebody that's suggesting that they can educate people now? Let me get it straight. Brilliant will be sponsoring him, won't they?
Brilliant. Brilliant is a learning...
Brilliant. Who the fuck are you? You sponsoring a retard. This guy was a spastic. Do you think this is a good endorsement? It doesn't matter, does it? Brilliant couldn't give a shit. All they know is he's got millions of subscribers who are dumber than him, and they might give out money to Brilliant. So the fact that the endorser of this product is a complete spastic is neither in nor there, right? Brilliant, they just care about the numbers. Oh, you got 1.3 million subscribers. Does it matter if the person endorsing it is literally thick as shit? No, that don't matter. He's going to reach millions of people. Doesn't matter. They don't know that he's thick as shit. They wouldn't be following him if they knew he was thick as shit. So yeah, absolutely get him to promote Brilliant. Oh, I make you Brilliant. Go buy Brilliant app. Yeah?
The irony of a company named Brilliant supporting this guy, where he's the one who said earlier, what? Oh, water levels? Like water isn't always level? That's why they create water levels, huh? Interesting.
Gets around that many
Brilliant,
views, you can expect a few hundred comments pretty consistently. Even videos with a lot more views, still a few hundred comments. This video got 8,000. So let's read some of them. For my...
With that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Programming Streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow.
It doesn't sound like he does, so yeah. Job's a good one. Just Google something. Oh, look, you stupid flat earther. Google says this. Wow, thanks, buddy.
That's hysterical, man. Let's see. Oh, look what AI says. Therefore, glob.
Yeah, but
And that
AI also
AI says that ancient military did that measurement. And how?
Yeah. Alexander the Great,
How
that's all you need to know.
He could say military or whatever, some civil service, but how?
By pacing. Marching.
And counting your steps or what?
Yeah.
And going straight across the desert and the rivers and yeah, great.
Did you get that quote, Hayuka?
You're really going to call on this guy, Nathan?
Oh,
Boy,
you're talking to me now.
absolutely.
Well, you claimed you had some quote that we'd said. I put you on mute so you could go and find it. rather than just listening to you babble about some
Oh,
rendition of some idea you had about a quote I hadn't said. Have you got that quote?
Oh, you spoke on your live show about it.
Have you got it?
Oh, no, you could find it.
Shut up then.
It's on your live show.
Shut up then. Don't care.
And you
The
24/7 you
show.
repeated it.
Hello?
Go and get the quote. Go and get it. Go and get it. Go get the quote.
Oh, Mighty
Go get the quote.
Bush is here. He heard.
Go get
you
the quote,
spoke with him.
or I'll just start making up stuff you haven't said. Go and get the quote. Then we'll deal with it.
Oh, I'm not making it up.
Go get it, and we'll learn.
I'm not making it
We'll
up.
learn if you're making it up or not when you go and get it. Till then, we're not talking to you.
Oh, I think it was 2270, maybe.
That's really interesting. Go get it.
Go get it, Elder Bear.
Oh, I don't need to. There's people in here. There's people in here who heard it
No, you
too. I
need to go
don't have
get
to
it,
do
though.
that.
All right. Well, they can
Because
hear it
you're
again when you
making a
quote it
claim.
verbatim, can't they? Until then, piss off, dickhead.
You
I'll just
and
make up some
Eli,
shit that
both
you
of you
didn't say.
said that.
Shall I just make some shit up that you didn't say and pretend that you said it on show 2197? Something about going around murdering people. I vaguely remember it. Everybody else heard it too.
Okay.
Yeah, just make it up, right?
I'm not the only one.
No,
Not
you're
the
not the only
only one who
one
heard it,
hearing
though.
this quote you haven't quoted.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
he
you're a shit
claims
stain.
we-
Shit stain
God,
that
the
doesn't
thing is-
quote things. Shit stain.
Because now they say.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
do you
vaguely
accept
remember you
they
saying
saw
you were
the
going to burgle a
sun in the
bank.
south?
Is it just me? You're the one that's going to burgle a bank.
No,
Should we get in touch with the FBI about
need
your
to cover up the
murderous
thing that you
intent
said,
and
'cause it's
thievery?
nonsense.
Should we get in touch with the FBI about your thievery and your murderous intent? I remember the quote,
You
something
have
about
to
murdering
cover up
people and
this
robbing from
stuff
banks.
with your nonsense because
Wanker,
you don't want to
wanker.
address
Shut
it.
up. Go get the quote. If you want to talk about something I've said, go get the quote.
Oh, if anybody had,
He's doing
enough
a favor.
balls to
We're
stand up and
saying
hit
we're not
the
saying that we're
stage,
not
if they heard
willing
what
to
I
address
said,
it. You
wouldn't
need
be
to back
necessary.
your claim that it was said. You don't need
Oh,
to
it's
sit
there.
here and argue. You need to back your claim, and then we'll address it. You've not got anything until you have
Okay.
support. So go do
Oh, I
that.
have. I don't need to find it.
I remember you saying
So
that you
Then take
understood.
a
So what do
freaking
you
walk.
think about this sun in the
I'm
south?
going to ask my audience what they
Huh?
think about you acknowledging how Earth is flat
Ask
by
Mighty
measurement.
Mush. Ask Mighty Mush. See,
You specifically said that Earth was measured flat.
maybe you could ask Sasha.
I'm asking you
about
about when
Sasha?
you said
He knows.
you understood that Earth was measured flat and you just
Sasha,
like
you
pissing
heard
around.
me, Sasha?
What about that? When you said
You
that,
heard it, Sasha? And you, Mighty Mush, you heard it too.
I heard you say Earth was measured flat. Why did you say that?
I heard him say that too, Nathan.
I heard you say Earth was measured flat. Other people, Chocolate, heard
I
you
never
say it.
said that.
Yeah, you said it on,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
did.
know,
Oh,
show
yeah, you did.
Can't measure it
21,
flat.
something or other.
You know.
We all heard it. You acknowledged how Earth was measured
Tell
flat.
me about the horizon. What about the horizon?
That was it. You were saying Earth was measured flat with the horizon. That's right. That's what you were saying.
No.
Yeah, you were.
That's
You were saying
exactly what I
definitely.
said.
Glad you reminded us of what you were saying about the horizon and its use for flat Earth measurements. You were saying that, weren't you?
Yeah, he came in like this. Hello? Hello?
No, you
Nathan?
said they can't
Earth
be
is
done.
flat.
Yeah, we remember it. We're
Even
giving you
Brian
vague
said the
renditions
other
of it.
day
We're
it can't-
vaguely quoting. Hello? Hello? Earth is measured flat with the horizon. Hello? Hello?
Okay. Okay.
That was you.
Yeah,
You
you
did
see
say
how
there were
you
2
need to
points of
support
rotation of the
your
sun,
claims
though.
now. You understand why support is so necessary when you're going to say quote someone and attack that position. You need to go get it. We're willing to
Neil
listen,
remembers you saying
I
that we
wasn't
used the
attacking.
horizon.
I
Neil
wasn't
remembers.
attacking anyone. I was just asking him how long he knew.
How long did
No
you know
attack
that we
there,
used the
just a
horizon to
question.
measure Earth flat? With that quote where you specifically detailed how flat Earth is measured with the horizon. You measured it.
What
you
is
said.
the horizon? What is the horizon?
According to you, it's how we measure Earth flat. I'm asking you about that quote that you said about
No,
measuring
I
Earth
never
flat
said
with it.
that.
You said it.
No,
Tell us.
No. I never said that.
Yeah, you did. We all remember you saying how Earth was measured flat with the horizon, Hyuka. We all remember.
That's okay. You got the quote.
Refracted here. Extra fracted. Chocolate's here.
You got the clip.
Chocolate, you get it?
You get the clip and you back it
I
up.
got tactics.
You
I
back
got
it up with the
tactics.
clip.
I got tactics. I
I'll
can just
listen
talk
then.
through you. I got tactics.
Oh, I
Did he
don't
just say
think you
get
have
the
much.
clip and back it up to you? Is that what he
Yeah.
just said to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
the
God.
irony that you literally just
Yeah,
said,
you know,
get the clip and back it up,
What's
Yuka.
good for the
That's
goose
pretty
is
funny.
good for the gander.
Oh, right. So do you want to go and get the clip of what I've suggested to be said by you? Do you want to go get that?
Yeah, you get the one for me.
Okay, well, what we'll do,
I
Hayuka, is
look
we'll
for the
shut
one
you
for
up.
you.
We'll shut you up. You won't take part in the discussion anymore because you, according to you, it's a reasonable standard that I should go and get a clip of you when suggesting you've said something.
Yeah, one. You asked me for one. I'm looking.
Good. When you get it, you can tell us in the chat. I'll pop you on mute till then, and then you won't take part. No worries.
I can't believe he was so willing to go get the clip then when the shoe was on the other foot. Like, what is? Oh man, self-awareness.
That was inevitable. That was inevitable.
Ask
You know that
Mighty
was gonna
Mush
happen.
or Sasha. They know all about
Here he
it.
goes
While I'm
again.
looking, they
I
know
sorry, I
all
did the
about
same.
it.
Sorry,
Stop it.
Hayuka. I did the same thing. I asked Neil to back me saying you told us the Earth was flat. So I did the same. Your tactics were mirrored. You understand? Shit for brains. I heard you the first time. Then I appealed to Neil for how flat Earth would be measured with the horizon according to you. Yeah, I did that, didn't I? Just ask Neil.
Yeah, I remember you saying it. I remember exactly where I was.
Two
standing when you
people
said it.
remember.
Well, you
Now
said it
let's
as
see
well,
how
didn't I?
many people
Eli
raise their
said it
hand
too.
for Hayuka.
Here.
Who's backing
it's
Hayuka for his
2270.
shit he hasn't cited?
FED
Anybody? Hayuka, you gotta be silent to hear.
Have a look.
Hayuka, you gotta be silent to hear
2270.
anybody backing you. It's just not your voice. You're one man.
I'll find the link.
That's still you.
Don't worry.
But you just appealed to other people to back you, and we're waiting for them to back you. See if they do. Like they backed me
No, I'm
with
look-
you describing
no, I'm
how
looking.
Earth was measured flat with the horizon, Hayuka. They backed me when I just made it up unjustifiably, but they're not backing you when you make it up.
Oh, I don't want people to back me. It's okay.
You don't,
They don't
want
have
people
the
to
balls
back
to
you.
stand up and
Why
say
did you
so.
appeal to Mighty
That's
Mush
all.
then? You don't when you just appealed to someone to
No,
back you.
Mighty Mush.
Yeah, you just appealed to someone to back you, but you don't want them to back you. I see. He just didn't.
Okay, you think I can't post in the chat, okay? I've been pushed to Globe Central. I'll put it in there.
This is fascinating. Earth's measured flat for my audience, right? This little dance is purely to obfuscate the fact that Earth's measured flat for everyone. Always.
And he needs to restate the quote and give a citation with timestamp of the show and the time it was said. Because we're not going to go through the whole episode.
Yeah, I
looking for
agree. I agree with that. But did he not just listen to the whole show
Flat Earth
that was just
debate
aired?
2270.
That was the quote, was it?
Oh, it's in that one.
Stuttery bitch.
And that's
What's the
one,
quote?
2270.
What time? What's the
Oh,
quote?
it's in there. You know when you were talking with Mighty Mush.
Just pop you back on mute
He
again.
knows all
Wanker.
about it.
Do you need to go back on mute again? Wanker.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, wanker. I'm not going to be told I know where the fucking quote that you're getting is. 2704. You say you're going to rob a bank. Yeah? You say that you're going to go around murdering people. You know where you said it, Hayuka, you murdering, robbing bastard. You know where it is. Right, Hayuka? You know. Don't you? You murdering, robbing bastard. Let's call the police. Let's get them involved. We all know where you said it.
You know what makes you look a bit silly, this. You know
What, you not citing the shit you assert makes me look silly when I mirror it and do the same thing to you? I look silly when I do it by mirroring your actions. I see. So it's not a mirror. It's not exactly what you're doing.
So
It's only me that looks silly in this mirror, right? You don't look silly, it's just me in this mirror that I'm holding up to you and your actions.
Do you accept that they went somewhere?
Do I accept that you didn't cite what you've claimed? You just like making shit up about people to piss them off. Do I accept that? No, I did the same to you, and then you told me how silly those actions would be when I mirrored your actions. The wanker actions, the ones that you still haven't justified, you haven't cited or quoted anything. You've told me to go and look it up, though, so I've then mirrored that action. Said you can go up and look up where you said you were going to be murdering people. You can go look that up.
Oh, is this what you got? Is this all you...
Is this all you've got? I'm mirroring you, you dumb fuck.
Oh, what I got is fairly big.
So quote it then, dumbass. You've been asked 16 times.
Wow.
Oh, I don't. You know.
Don't you know about that quote where you said you were going to be murdering people and robbing from the federal government? You know where it is. You know what you said. You know what you said, don't you, Hyuka?
Going in circles.
I know there's no need to chant through. You know what you said.
You said it to me.
You said it to Neil. I'm appealing to Neil and he's backing me. Therefore, it makes it true.
Oh, good. No, that's okay. Very.
Yeah, maybe Mush will back what you spouted nonsensically without quoting. We'll Mush back you. I didn't hear his voice, by the way. I heard a spastic lying repeatedly. You, liar.
Better. He knows better than to cross you, you know.
You know what's better than measuring a flat Earth with the horizon? Like you said. What's better than that?
What's the horizon?
The thing we measure flat Earth with, according to you. You said it. You know you said it.
Oh, no.
Yes, definitely. You know you said it. Oh, no, I didn't say the shit you haven't cited about me. Oh, no. Is this all you've got to make up stuff I haven't said and not cite it? Is that all you've got, Hyuka? When Earth's measured flat with the horizon to save our lives at sea, is all you've got to make up quotes I haven't said and not cite them? Is this really all you've got? It really is quite pathetic, Hyuka. This is the best representation from the globe. Pathetic.
Oh, I thought you were the top guy. You could answer.
I thought you were the top guy, and yet this is all you've got to pretend I've got quotes that you haven't quoted, and then talk about robbing from the federal government. I mean, that seems like a scummy thing to do. I would personally encourage people to get police involved and investigate you for the quotes that you've said. You know you said them.
You might be talking, but a lot of people are listening.
That makes absolutely no sense. Meanwhile, we measure Earth flat with the horizon, just like you told us.
Makes sense. They can see what you're doing.
They can see what you're doing when you measure Earth flat with the horizon, like with the sextant and the horizon mirror. You told us about it.
I'm asking you about the horizon.
Yeah, about how flat Earth is measured with it, with the sextant.
Ooh. Is that geometric?
Is that you stuttering? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, definitely. We're measuring flat Earth with the angles with the sextant. You told us all about how you measured Earth flat with the sextant. Do you remember in episode 21, 35? I can't remember the number. You know which number. You could go and get that cited source where you were telling us all about measuring Earth flat with the horizon, Hyuka. You were telling us all about it. It was factually backable with cited sources that described the horizon mirror in the sextant. Well done for telling us.
Well, what's the rate of slope of the angle of the straight line from the eye to the horizon?
Where are we going to measure the eye? Is it going to be measured off surface level? The height of it?
What's eye level? What's eye level?
Level, proof of a flat Earth, parallel with surface level, welcome to flat Earth. This will be that episode where you detailed eye level, parallel with surface level, and asked me about the eye level. We're all familiar with eye level, parallel with surface level, proving Earth's flat.
Define it.
Level or eye? Eye would be the thing that's in your head that you use for looking. Level would be flat. Parallel with eye level would be surface level in the examples that we can practically apply to the Earth. So Earth's flat. Like you just told us.
How do you know it's level?
You told us about eye level. How do you know it's level?
No, I'm asking you.
Well, you were the one who brought it up. You were the one who just mentioned eye level, not me.
I'm asking you, when you look with your eyes, how do you know it's level?
Well, at eye level, we're practically utilising it.
What do you mean by eye level?
You
What's eye level?
said eye level, third time's a charm. You used it. So what do you mean when you measure Earth flat with eye level, parallel with surface level? What would you mean with this flat Earth prerequisite that you brought up with eye level? What do you mean?
I asked you what you mean by eye level.
I didn't bring it up. You did. That's why I'm putting it back in your court, because you were the one who said it, not me.
Eye level. You said eye level. You said it was parallel.
What does parallel mean?
Surface, you said.
What does parallel mean?
Oh, no. I'm talking about...
Oh, no. Oh, no. I only ask questions.
Thing you cannot answer?
Can you not answer what parallel is? Oh, no. Oh, no.
What is eye level?
What's parallel?
Come on.
What's parallel?
You're the top guy.
I just explained it to you 30 seconds ago. What, the thing in your head that you use for looking? Level, as in flat? Like parallel with the surface? Second
He
time.
thinks he's got to win.
You got to get the eye.
Gotta get stuttering like a bitch who's being annihilated by a flat earther, who's being asked to define what eye level is after he brought it up. Yeah, bitch, you're getting battered. Absolutely annihilated by me. You continually asking me to redefine what eye level is when I've defined it 3 times. Well, I like the thing inside your
What's
head.
eye level?
Maybe you could talk through me.
Yep.
Maybe you could talk through me going through it a 3rd time.
The eye in your head.
Yeah, that's right. The thing I've already gone through. It sounds like you did actually listen. Was it just you chanting through me while I was going through it the 1st and 2nd time? It sounds like you heard me, but yeah, you repeated your question about what it was.
Oh,
What's parallel?
You sound like it.
What's parallel? Is it just me, or is you not going to take a question in response? What's parallel?
Cannot have more sweet.
Is it just me, or are you not answering anything? Is it only you asking the questions? What's parallel?
Oh, we'll get to parallel after.
Or what is it? Let's get to it now. I answered your question. Do you want to answer mine?
You haven't answered at all. What's eye level?
Sorry, let's put him on mute. Guy's a wanker.
You stuttering mutt,
Wanker,
bitch.
stuttering bitch. Yeah, you. What's
He's wasting
parallel?
our time, Nathan.
You
What's
were
parallel?
stuttering then, huh?
What's parallel, you
Was
stuttery
the
bitch?
horizontal plane is,
Oh. What's eye level?
Does the thing inside your head, your eye, the thing I've just gone through 4 times?
Oh, an eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Level, parallel with the surface of Earth.
Just the thing you look.
Just the thing I defined 3 times. Yeah, just that thing. Yeah.
Eye.
Yeah, eye level's the horizontal plane at your eye.
What's eye level?
That's parallel with surface
Oh, how did you
level.
establish a horizontal?
It's just chanting through you. It doesn't matter how many times we define it. He'll ask again, right? He thinks that he's going to fluster us by asking repeatedly the same question, maybe talking through it. So what's parallel?
You haven't answered.
Surface level parallel with eye level. A
that other
plane at
crackety
your
guy.
eye. It's just
The
me,
other
or is he
guy,
talking?
he was saying it was
Still
horizontal.
talking. He's going to tell me after talking through the 4th rendition that we haven't said it.
How? How did you establish horizontal?
Sorry, how? You haven't acknowledged that I said it. A minute ago, I hadn't even said it. And now it's how? What do you mean,
you haven't
how?
even explained what eye level is yet. How
For
do
it
you
to be
explain
level,
eye
it
level?
can have no part higher or lower than the other. That is horizontal. Level is how
But
we
that's not
experience.
looking. How do you do that? Just
Horizontal
looking.
plane.
He's chanting through you.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on. Explain the
Nathan, why are you
method by
wasting
which
time
you
with this
know
guy?
that when you look with your eyes that it's
You measure
horizontal.
it. You take a tool out and you measure it. You don't just look through your eye.
Oh, no. You just look.
There's more to
You
it
just
than
look.
just that.
Never
No, you don't
heard of a
just
sextant.
look.
Don't just look if we're using a sextant. We don't just look. That's wrong. Hayuka's an
When
idiot.
you look with the sextant.
Hayuka's an idiot. We don't just look. He's just said when you just look with a sextant. Wanker. So the guy's a wanker. No, we don't just look. We use tools. We measure.
No. What about?
Yes.
He's here to waste time.
Yes. Not no. Yes. Your response was when we just look with a sextant. So wanker. So we're not just looking then. A sextant's not a just looking tool. It's a measuring device.
What's eye level?
So it's a measuring device that we'll be looking through to establish eye level as a horizontal plane parallel with surface level.
How? How?
With the tool, the sextant. I just explained that 10
How do
seconds
you
ago.
establish what?
Is it just me, or is it me reiterating something met with a chanting bitch talking straight through the middle of me?
What is eye level?
The parallel plane.
Height of the eye above sea level, parallel to the horizontal.
5th
plane.
time it's
You're
been
just looking.
told.
How do
5th
you
time.
establish it?
Now he's asking a question rather than acknowledging that he's had the answer 5 times. When he gets the answer, he launches into a question that relies on the answer being heard, but doesn't acknowledge the question, so he can then ask it again a 6th time to piss us off. Dick.
There isn't an answer.
I'm just going to remove you, Hayek.
didn't
You're a
give me
dick.
an answer.
You're a dick. You're not listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, you told us how Earth was measured flat with this horizon. So when we go through it again and you don't acknowledge it, you keep repeatedly asking the same questions. We can only assume that you, like most of the globe-believing fundy zealots, know Earth's measured flat. Because you've told us so.
What's eye
Yeah,
level?
like, how does he not understand that level is how we experience horizontal? That's why we use the horizon, a horizontal line in our vision, that all
The geometric.
horizontals will be, oh my God, parallel to.
He's a wanker.
How do you not
Before you
understand
finished that statement, he'd opened his mic and started talking through you. Hayuka, you're an unreasonable wanker.
Yeah, why are you here?
Oh, I know.
Tell
We
us
share
why you're
that.
here.
Yeah, I know. So when I call him an unreasonable wanker, his response is, I know. So you're only here to be an unreasonable wanker then. You're not here to have a reasonable discussion. You're not listening now. You're talking while I'm talking, aren't you?
reasonable.
Yep, of course. If I open the line, he's in the middle of discussing something that's not listening to me talking to him. He's in his own little la-la land where he has to keep talking while I'm talking. You just interrupted John, didn't
Why are
you?
you muting in your YouTube, are you? Huh?
You just muted
But
John.
you misrepresented.
You just muted John. You talked through the end of his statement. You didn't acknowledge it in any way,
Oh,
shape,
yeah,
or
but you
form.
turned the
And before I
volume
finish
down on
this
the
statement,
YouTube
he's
stream.
talking. You're muting me. So I'm going to
Hey,
try
Brian.
again. Let's see if I can do it without my own panel making this worse. You're not listening to anything we're saying before we're getting to the end of any statement that we put to you. You start talking. If we do manage to get to the end of a statement, you'll repeat a question that we've just answered without an acknowledgement of the question we've just answered. Ergo, my description for you would be that you are a wanker. Somebody that's not reasonable. Somebody that isn't worthy of our time.
Oh, you're giving me time. You know, you haven't answered what eye level is or how you establish
Why?
a horizontal
Why?
with your eye.
1 second.
Why?
Eye level.
Hold on, John. Why would I answer you when I've already given you the answer 5 times and John's given it you 3 times and you haven't acknowledged it? Why haven't you acknowledged it 7 times, 8 times? Why, before I've asked you this question, are you answering in the middle of the question? You're muting me again, by the way, Hayuka. You spoke a moment ago about something about me being YouTube muting you. No, you're doing that to us. It's projection. That would be to say that before the end of the statements come, your mic is open and you are talking. You haven't acknowledged what we've said. Now there's total silence. We've given you the answer. You've asked us what eye level is, and you've gotten the answer multiple times, and you haven't acknowledged it.
You never answered what eye level was. You talked about an eyeball. That was it.
You didn't hear the horizontal plane at the eye parallel with surface level that was repeated by me 5 times. You didn't hear that. No, that's because you were talking in the middle of it being repeated. You're talking now. You're muting me again. You're muting me again. Is this you telling me I'm using my mute button by any chance, Hayuka? No, you're a wanker. You're muting me. You're still doing it. This is you muting me. So I did personally, there is a mute button again. It's because he's getting a repetition for the 6th time of the thing he's answering. So he's getting a perverse pleasure of it. This is masturbation on his part. He's just masturbating. This is all this is. You're a wanker.
Eye level is 90 degrees to the vertical height of the eye above mean sea level, which is parallel to eye level. 2 horizontal planes with a vertical height between them.
How do you establish your eye to be parallel?
So do you establish? So is that no? That's wrong, Brian. Is that no? Is that no? Is that no? It's not right, Brian. You're asking him a question without acknowledging it.
I'm trying to. I know what I was asking him. I don't need you telling me.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling him.
Oh, you argue amongst yourselves. Okay, you argue amongst yourselves.
Please.
Okay, we will
recite what I just said.
Hayuka, he can't. He won't. He hasn't listened.
You said that the eyeball was somehow 90 degrees to the sea level. Perpendicular. How?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Ayuka, you have a table there in the chat. It's called the deep angle correction, also called the height of the eye. It's there in the chat.
Oh, no. When you're standing on the ground in reality, you're just looking. You're just looking.
That's not what I said, Hayuka. What did I say?
The eye
what I said.
level.
Exactly.
Oh, I couldn't.
He was too stupid.
You were arguing
he didn't understand what you said, Brian. He's too thick to understand. He keeps asking, but he was too stupid to understand it.
So that's the end of Hayuka. I don't know why there's any need. I gave him exactly what eye level is and exactly how it's established. Yeah. I gave him every part of that.
We'll repeat it.
All the geometry.
Well, you can repeat
he was too stupid to understand it, Brian. Unfortunately, you're dealing with a retard. He was too stupid to understand it, so he couldn't comprehend it.
Just to be good men. Say it again, Brian, so he's got no excuse. Because he was rumpusing.
Eye level is 90 degrees to the vertical height of the eye measured above mean sea level, which will be parallel to eye level. 2 parallel horizontal planes with a vertical height between them. That is eye level. Geometric.
The eye is a vertical point. Correct?
That's not what he
Did
just
I
said.
say that? Please tell me. Please recite what I just said. Because
Oh,
I've said it twice.
I heard you, but I'm
I've
saying
said it twice.
when
So
you're
either you're going to
standing on the
recite it,
ground,
or
when you're
either you
standing,
recite it,
you can rumpus
or
me
it's
if you
very
like.
obvious that you're just wasting people's time.
Oh, I'm trying to
Or the other.
clarify. I think you're trying to
You don't need to
confuse people.
clarify. What we need is for you to recite what I just said twice. It was very clear.
When you're
You
standing
asked what
in
is eye level
reality,
and how it's
No, he's not going to
established.
do it.
And
He's
you're
he
looking
couldn't
at
understand it, Brian. It was too complicated for him. He's too stupid.
No,
The
I gave him what he
eye
wanted, and he's not happy.
is a
That's what's going on.
vertical
Because
measurement.
he thinks he thought.
The
because I
eye,
knew what he was asking you. I knew what he was asking you because he hangs around over best. I knew what he was asking you, and he thought he had some smart ass, gotcha. I gave him exactly what he asked for, what it was, and how it was established. And now he can't deal with that.
Brian,
Got what you
how
asked
do
for,
you
right?
establish a horizontal from your eye by looking?
So we established what eye level was then, yeah? Do you want to repeat it back to us?
I
So we
didn't
know
say
you're not
that.
a
He's trying
retard.
to create a straw man
Brian,
situation now.
How do you establish a
He's trying to create a
horizontal
straw man
reference
situation.
with your
Ask him-
He's trying to create a
eyeball?
Just
straw
do
man
the same back to
situation
him,
because
Brian.
I've just taken
Brian.
apart. He's got you.
Can you ask him what eye level is? Repeatedly.
Yeah, what's eye level here, okay?
Or what's eye level, Hayuka?
Oh, well, your eyeball is in your head, and your eye is a vertical measurement from the ground.
Welcome to Flat
Did
Earth.
you recite what I said? Yeah.
Welcome to Flat Earth. This will be the episode where we welcomed you to Flat Earth after you detailed height of eye off a surface level. Yeah, that's right, Hayuka. Yeah, we'll need a Flat Earth for that.
No.
Yeah, Hayoka thought he had some geometric gotcha. And when I gave him geometry twice, the correct geometry
You haven't-
for what
you
eye
haven't
level is
explained-
and how it is established twice, he couldn't recite it because he doesn't have the geometry to cite it, yet he was trying to get you, Nathan, and other people here with some geometric gotcha. So, Hayoka, the
No,
problem
no.
is that you think
gonna
you're
have to
clever and
explain
you
the
understand
method.
geometry, but when it's given to you, you
Brian.
can't recite it.
Oh, sorry, he's too busy
Yeah, that's
muting
what's
you.
given to you.
Sorry,
He keeps
Brian. He
focusing.
was too busy muting you. Sorry, did you want to
Yeah.
use your YouTube mute button on him there, Hayuka? Is that all you got? Coward. You're too dumb to understand
I'm
it.
waiting for
So
him
you're
to
using
explain
now
the
you're using your YouTube mute button on me, the one you projected onto me earlier when you were talking about me muting you. No, you seem to be projecting that mute button you're using.
Well, you couldn't answer it. Brian had to come and save you.
Oh, did you want to have a little gotcha?
So he's admitting.
Hold on a second. It was
Oh.
answered, not in those exact
So-
words, but it was answered.
You
What are you
had no
talking
answer.
about?
Hang on.
You had no
Listen,
So he's
answer.
admitting that he got the answer then.
Brian had to try.
So he's
and have a-
admitting he got the answer then.
They
Yes,
got
he
the answer
did,
then.
Brian.
So why is he asking questions after that? Why is he not saying, thank you for giving me the answer?
Oh, I don't have the answer. I just asked the question.
So Brian gave you the answer then.
Explain the method, Brian.
So Brian
just
didn't give
admitted
you.
it
So
again.
was Brian wrong?
Explain the method.
So a question isn't a response. Was Brian wrong?
Well, Brian hasn't established it. He's talking about something that could be.
Brian
just
hasn't
said that
established
maybe
it.
the
Doesn't answer my question. Coward. Was Brian wrong? Third time.
Oh, how's he going to
How is he? Isn't a response to my question either. That's a new question you're asking me, you coward.
think you?
Bundy mute button now? Was Brian wrong? Fourth time.
Yeah, Brian's wrong.
Okay, recite exactly what I said, and I said it twice, and then point out what part
I
was
asked you for the method.
No, that's not what Brian's asking you to do. It seems like you're a retard.
Oh.
You don't seem to be able to cope with what he's asking you to do there, Hayuka. What a spastic.
How do you know he's wrong if you're asking him
No,
for the
hang on.
method?
Hold on,
Yeah,
Neil.
he just said I gave him the answer a minute ago. Now he's saying I'm wrong.
Well, he's only
So recite what I
because he's
said.
only
okay,
got an
twice.
eyeball.
I said it twice. Recite it
He's only-
twice. Oh, sorry,
He's
recite
only got
what
an
I
eyeball,
gave to you
Brian.
twice, and then state
Brian.
what part of it was wrong.
Brian, you're standing on the ground.
No, that's
You
not what you're
only have
doing.
an eyeball.
No.
That's not what I said. It's
No,
not
that's
what
not what
I
he
said.
said.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right. We're
That's
not
fine.
interested in
care
what
what
you're
you're
saying. So
saying.
bye-bye,
You're
Hayuka.
wrong.
You're a wanker. Bye-bye, dickhead. No, we're not going to do that. No, you think you can just take charge after we've towed the line, Brian's given you what you wanted? Piss off. You're a waste of space. You're only here to piss us off.
He's Elder Bear anyway. I hope everybody could hear clearly. That's
Yeah.
Elder Bear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I knew what he was asking, Nathan, and I knew what he was at. He was trying to get some geometric gotcha that he wasn't going to tell you about. He was going to have a little giggle about later himself with some other people. Right? I gave him exactly what he was asking for.
Is it
And then
elderbear?
even though he admitted that I gave it to him and I answered the thing, then suddenly I was wrong. And he couldn't recite. It's just, what's wrong is that you give him what they want, and he couldn't recite what I gave him because he didn't understand it. Yet he was trying to get other people on a geometric gotcha.
Elderbear on a different account, right? Is that elderbear?
That's all it is. It sounds like him. It doesn't matter if it is or isn't at this stage. It's just he's someone that behaves the same. When you give him what he's asking for, he doesn't like it because it means his gotcha has gone out the window that he didn't have in the first place, and he doesn't understand.
John, can you mute? John, you're causing chaos.
Yeah, and he doesn't even understand. He couldn't recite what I gave him for two reasons. One, because he didn't listen, and number two, even if he did listen and he recited it, his claim that I was wrong would be incorrect. So he has to, even though he can hear it or not, he has to not recite it. It's pathetic.
This is guys coming from Bev, still at it, still with their little antics.
Yeah, I'm not getting where me and Nathan were caught in a gotcha. What
I'm not saying you were.
No,
Yeah,
he's saying we were, but Refracted gave it to him, not in your exact words that you did, Brian, but Refracted did lay it out for him.
Yeah, no, you weren't caught in the gotcha. He was trying to get an audio clip that he could play later and say, they said, when I asked them for I-level, they just said this generic, they just gave me these generic responses that most people will give. He wants this specific geometric answer, which I gave him, and then he wasn't happy because the game was up. That's all they do. These people, right? That's all they do. They come in looking for a gotcha. They're not even telling you it's some kind of a gotcha. There isn't a gotcha in the first place.
For what?
It's a nothing.
Why waiting for the method by which you used all of
Shut
this
up,
stuff we
Elderbear.
talked about? Tell me the method.
I'm pretty damn sure that
The
my
method for what?
explanation-
What method?
Yeah, for what?
For measuring a vertical. The method for measuring a vertical. Is that what you're asking?
To establish horizontal with your eye level.
With your is that eye level? What's eye level?
Oh, everybody's claiming it's parallel. So it needs
Yeah,
to be
it's the
horizontal.
height of the eye above
How
sea
do you
level.
establish? How do
just
you
use the term,
establish
so
it?
what's eye level?
How do you establish with your eye?
What's the eye
looking
level? What's the eye level here? Okay, you just use the
to
term.
the distance? How do you establish a horizontal?
What's the eye
How
level
do you
here, okay?
establish a horizontal with your eyeball?
What's the eye level here, okay?
Oh, it's just a point in your head. It's a
What's the
vertical,
eye
it's a
level?
vertical
So
measurement
it's just
where it
that's
is in your
incorrect. That's not eye level here, okay?
head. Oh yeah,
That's
the
not eye
eye.
level. What's eye level here, okay?
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
What is eye level?
He doesn't know what
don't-
it is.
he
He's
doesn't
asking
know.
us, but he
You
can't.
got to-
He can't
you got to
define
He
eye
measure
doesn't
level.
know. It's clear he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
No.
He's an idiot. He's
Yeah,
hanging
well,
around with idiots.
You don't know what it is, Hayuki. You're
point.
stupid.
Oh yeah, it's just a point in your head. It's a vertical measurement.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're claiming
No, it's not. Eye level
claiming
is
it's
geometric.
horizontal.
Here, okay.
That's
Eye
what
level
I'm
is
asking
geometric.
about. Now you
Not
have
just
to
a point in your
establish
head.
horizontal with your eyeball in order for it to be parallel. I'm asking you how.
No, that's not eye level. You don't know what eye level is, obviously. Even when it was given to you twice earlier, you didn't understand it. You didn't listen. You were too busy talking. You couldn't recite
Oh,
it.
demonstrate it.
Your gotcha's
Demonstrate it, Brian.
gone out the window because
Demonstrate
you
it.
don't have one. You don't
Demonstrate
understand
it.
the
Come on.
geometry.
Come on.
You don't understand geometry.
Come on.
You don't understand
Eyeball,
geometry.
and then what?
Why?
You
what are
have
we
an
doing with
eyeball.
this?
Why would
Tell
we
us
do
what we're
anything?
doing with it.
Eyeball,
You're an idiot.
and that's it.
Tell
Now,
us
come
what
on.
we're doing with it. Why are we
Come on.
doing this?
Show
what are we
me.
doing with
Show
it?
me how.
Oh, we heard you. Is there a reason? Is there a practical application that we're going to be putting this through? No? Just dumb idiots asking random questions then?
Well, you claimed it was
Yeah.
You claimed it was parallel.
Yeah, we heard you
Go
the first
get it.
17 times.
Parallel.
Yeah, we
You're
heard
going to
you.
have to establish it.
Yeah, what's parallel mean? Yeah, too dumb to take part.
I heard
It
him
means
claim
nothing
level was
if you
8
only
points.
have 1 point. It means nothing.
Vertical.
What are we going to be using this for?
Level's not 8 points. Level's not 8 points though.
Yeah, I heard him say that. He thinks
Yeah,
level's a
level's
point.
not a point. It's not a point. That's wrong.
Well,
Draw
the
a dot on a wall.
the
Say that's
I is
level.
one
You'd be slapped in the
point.
face by anybody
Now
with
you
any
claimed it was
intelligence.
parallel, and I'm wondering how. How can you be
I'm-
parallel if you
You're
only
saying-
have
you
one
said
point?
levels of point.
Yeah, he's saying the
he thinks
I.
he thinks levels are vertical.
No, it's not what he said. He said the I is 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't understand eye level.
That's not eye level then, is it? If it's 1 point. You need more than 1 point to be a level.
No, it's I point. I point at you and say, you're an idiot, Hayuka.
Well,
Do
where's the other?
we establish our
where's-
eye point? Is that what we
Come
call
on,
it?
Neil, you explain.
Sorry,
you
you're going to rumpus
explain,
this
Neil.
question. You're going to rumpus this question.
Come on, Neil.
Mute button,
you
mute
explain,
button. Keep
Neil. Come
mute
on.
me, mute
You got
button,
a big
mute
voice,
button,
Neil. You
mute button,
explain.
mute button. Keep using the mute button. So, do we
Well, I'm
establish
waiting
our
for
mute
somebody
button,
to
mute
answer
button,
something.
mute button, projection of the mute button again? Second time. Second attempt. Third attempt. So, do we establish our eye point? Is that what we measure? Is that what it's termed? Hayuka. Eye point. Is that what we're measuring?
Well, it's just the one point of looking. Now, if
Is that a
you've got
yes
eye
or a
level
no?
from an
I
eye,
don't think I've got my question
eye
asked. I think
is
he's a
1
spastic.
point.
I think this retard didn't understand the question. Maybe I'll ask it again with him muting me. So do we measure our eye point? Hayuka? Fourth time.
Yeah, a vertical measurement. That's what I said.
Fifth time. Do we measure our eye point? Hayuka, you spastic?
Oh yes, you can measure the height.
Oh yes, that sounded like a bit of a stuttery bitch. Can you cite it, please? Eye point, go.
Oh no.
Oh no! So when you say we do measure our eye point, that's you the retard? Not understanding the words you're
Oh,
using.
but your eye is not.
Spastic with a mute button. Do you want to shut the fuck up? We don't measure our eye point, spastic. You're just a fucking retard.
Oh, you claimed it was horizontal.
Yo, spastic. We don't measure our fucking eye point. You're a retard. Do you hear me, retard?
How?
Retard. We don't measure eye point. Is that clear? Spastic.
Oh, come on. This is...
Spastic. That's you. We don't measure eye point.
Well, you think you got something now, do you?
Yeah, got you dumb spastic. I say it again. No worries. We don't measure eye point there, spastic. Have I got something? Yeah, you, a retard, on the end of my line. Did you need to mute me? I was answering you. Have I got something? Yeah, you, a spastic on the end of my rod. Dangling like a little fishy. Yo, fishy. Eye point, spastic. You.
I don't think so.
You don't think... Oh, okay. Do you want to cite the measurement of eye point there, spastic? Cat got your tongue, retard! Don't you want to use your dumb fuck mute button through me there, spastic? We're not measuring eye point, spastic. Have I got something? Yeah, you, a retard. Did you not hear me the first time, retard?
Oh.
Oh, eye point. Is that a cited eye point this spastic brought up?
Well, what?
Well, we don't measure eye point there, spastic. Yeah, I've got something here, spastic. You, a spastic.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We definitely aren't measuring eye point there, retard. Is that clear?
No.
No, we're not. So you're a retard who thinks we're measuring eye point.
This is what makes you shout at everyone because...
What, you being a spastic talking about eye point? No, that doesn't make me shout at everyone. Shouting at you for being a dumb fuck. Hello? Do you not recognise what's going on, eye point?
Oh, yeah, you're running.
Running from the eye point we don't measure. Ask me if I've got something.
Oh, sounds good to me.
What, eye point sounds good? Sounds good to a spastic. Ask me if I've got something. You, dumb fuck. Ask me again. I got you, Dumbo! Eye point there, spastic. I don't seem to be hearing a residing yes in a confident tone. I've been told that I'm running. No, I'm calling you a dumb fuck spastic because we don't measure eye point there. Okay, Elder Bear, you retard. Did you need a new name to cower behind there, retard? Elder Bear, you total spastic. New name, right? New name,
I'm
same
trying to
spastic
understand
behavior.
what you're saying.
New name, same spastic behavior. Eye point. Hello?
Is your eyeball?
Is my stuttering you running away? No, spastic. We don't measure eye point. Do you want to acknowledge that so we
Sounds
can
like a
move
good
on from your
question to
spastic
me.
notions? Are we stuck here? Are we stuck in spastic land?
Yuka, what the hell is an eye point?
Yeah, everybody
that?
wants to know the answer
don't
to your
know.
spastic notions of eye point. We're not measuring their spastic. Have I got something on the end of my line flapping away like a retard? Yo, flappy retard.
What's
Eye
the
point. Ask me if I've got something, retard. Ask me again.
Are you willing to concede that you don't measure from a single eye point like you try to say you do?
Yeah, it seems like 3 people are now asking you this spastic.
I'm looking for the
I'm looking to stutter like a spastic bitch that doesn't measure eye point. We know. Stuttery spastic. Nobody's claiming that we measure eye point. Yeah, you are. You're a spastic. I got you, spastic. Hello, spastic? Can you hear me? Yo, retard! You don't seem to be responding. Your fundy mute button's run out of batteries. Spastic, we don't measure eye point. I've got you on the end of my rung, flapping around like a fish. That's what you're doing. Hello, eye point. It seems like Hayuka shut down like a spastic. What can we do? Run out of charge.
I think Bev should recharge him with some other nonsense that he can come here and assert. Yeah.
Did you get this
Rolls
from the
off point.
spastic Bev? Is this where you got this from? This spastic notion of eye point measurement, Hayuka. Did you get this from Bev? Another spastic like you.
All you have to do.
Measure eye point. How do we do that?
Is demonstrate your
How do we do
method
it? Measure
of
eye point. We haven't moved on,
establishing a
Hayuka. You're a
horizontal
spastic. We haven't
reference
moved on. How do you
your
measure eye
eyeball.
point?
That's all. That's all you have to do.
What, measure eye point? We don't do that, you stupid spastic.
Establish a horizontal reference with just your eyeball.
Is a horizontal reference eye point? Yo, fuckwit, I'm talking to you. Is the horizontal reference eye point or not, you spastic retard?
You could answer the question.
That's not an answer. It's a yes or no. Is the horizontal plane
know
eye
you're doing
point,
everything
yes
not
or
to
no?
answer.
Spastic can't
Everything
cope.
not to
Oh, it's back to
answer.
the mute button. Spastic, eye point. Is that what we're measuring for this horizontal plane? Spastic, that's you. Have I got something? Yeah, you. One of Bev retard spastics. Minions. Got you on the end of my rod. Hello, spastic, flapping around. Do we measure eye point for the horizontal plane that we'll be using in eye level?
What horizontal plane?
I don't know. In eye point, there isn't one, you spastic that you said.
Well, you
eye
said
point.
it was level.
Is it just the mute button while I respond to his question? I'm responding.
I'm asking you how.
I'm responding. It's
That's
just the
all.
mute button
Just
after his
how.
question. Oh, no, it's just the coward mute button.
How?
Elder Bear needed a new screen name to cower behind his mute button. No, we don't measure eye point, spastic. You haven't acknowledged that yet. You've had a lot of silences. It's difficult to drum this into a retard, I understand. Not measuring eye point there, dum-dum. Hello?
What horizontal plane?
I said the eye is a point on a vertical measurement.
And do we measure that? Eye point.
If you want, you can.
Oh, can you cite that? Measurement of
want.
eye point?
Depends how tall you are.
Can we do this all day? Definitely. I can have you flap on the end of this line indefinitely. You fucking retard.
Ooh, I don't think so.
I'm pretty
think
sure
it
I
might
can.
sound
If
like
you
that
just
in
cite
your
that
head.
eye point we'll be
But not in
measuring.
mine.
Can you cite the eye point or can you mute me?
Probably not
Can you mute
anybody
me? Oh,
in
you
here
can
either.
definitely mute me while I ask you for the eye point citation. Again. I'll do it all day. With a retard flapping around. Ask me if I've got anything. So that eye point citation, have you got that?
How tall?
Yeah, eye
how
level
tall are you?
point.
No, not eye level, John. No. Let's get that cleared up. John's a bit confused. No, we're asking him for the citation for eye point. Not eye level. He was asking us for that.
You need a citation
I
to
was
know where
saying
your eye
that he's
is.
got to see the difference between eye point and eye level.
Yeah, we need to know the difference.
He has to.
That's what I was asking.
So can we see the citation for eye point then, and then we'll establish the difference? Or is there just eye level? Is it just eye level, or is the eye point got cited? Sorry, I just need to clear this up for my audience. Sorry, Hyoka, if we can just calm down with your fundy mute button for a second. Did we get the citation for the eye point measurement? Or, sorry, just calm down with your fundy mute button a second there, Edda Bear, if you don't mind. Did we get the citation for the measurement of eye point? Did that come? Just get this squared away, Edda Bear. We'll get back to you.
I asked you, how tall are you?
Sorry, did we get the citation for the measurement of eye point from you, the spastic, flapping on the end of my line? You asked me if I got something. I got you muting me while we try and establish the spastic words that came out your spastic mouth when you said eye point. So, Spacker, did we get that cited or not?
I asked you, how tall are you?
I asked you if we cited eye point, didn't I?
I'm 5'11".
Sorry, nobody needs to be tossing this guy a lifeline. Oh, is that Omnivore tossing him a lifeline? Oh, right, I see. Omnivore wants to take over the reins. We'll just get rid of this disingenuous cuck. That would be Hyuka, and we'll just talk to Omnivore. Yo, Omnivore, did you figure out why the nose plane situation isn't occurring yet?
Well, I was measured by the army, and they used...
Nobody asked that. Nobody
like
asked. He's been removed. He couldn't acknowledge the eye point he didn't measure. Now I'm asking you, if you figured out why the plane isn't nosing down, you said it was a problem, you tried to project onto us. Have you figured it out yet? Second time.
They had a scale, and it had this little arm that went up to the top of my head, and it gave them the measurement.
Sorry, are you such a pathetic, cowering bitch that you can't even acknowledge the question you've just been asked? Last time you were here, you spoke to me personally and requested that we, by projection, justified the lack of nose-down motion in a plane. Now, that is me paraphrasing what you asked me, you pathetic, globe-believing cuck. Now I'm suggesting that you answer that question you posed when you projected it onto us. And your answer is about how you got measured in the army, you pathetic little twat.
Well, yeah, his response is to say that eye level is measured with a height when they hold a measuring stick up from ground level to your eye, and those 2 points are equidistant from the surface. That means they're parallel. Yeah, eye level. Ayuka couldn't understand that. Can you believe that?
Yeah, difficult concept. Doesn't look like we're going to find out from Omnivore if he squared that circle of the plane not nosing down. I can do it for him. It's because it's not flying over a curved surface. It would be logged in the black box data that we produce quite regularly for people like yourself. It's not nosing down because Earth's flat. That's how it's demonstrated in the measurements taken from the black box. Demonstrably, provably flat by measurement. Did you not want to respond with how you were fucking measured in the army, shit for brains? Coward. Did your army instructor know that you were a coward bitch when he measured you? That when you'd be addressing me, a flat earther, you'd have nothing but the height that they took at your basic training? Is that what they thought they'd be getting out of you, coward?
I served with distinction, Oakley. Did you serve?
Sorry, I asked you if they thought you'd be able to respond to a simple and direct question about a question you'd put to me. That would be cowardly.
I just wondered if you...
Coward. You haven't answered. You put this question out there, you coward.
No, actually, I don't.
Actually, you're a coward, stuttering bitch.
I'm very aware.
I'm very stuttery.
That's not your thing.
That's yes, you stuttering. That's you stuttering. Yeah. You're a coward.
Okay. We're just checking it out, man. I was just answering
the question.
You're a coward. You're a coward for not answering my question, and everybody around it knows it, Omnivore. You telling me you serve with distinction means nothing because you're now a snivelling coward.
I understand.
Stuttery bitch! Yeah, you're getting shouted down while you stutter, you coward. You think your army training means anything here? Here, you're a cowering cuck.
I was answering Heyoka's question.
He's on mute
Okay.
and deaf and he
not
can't
the host
fucking
of the
hear
show.
you. Do you think you need to talk to an empty
This is
wall?
the
He's on
after
server
show,
deafen.
bro.
He can't fucking hear you,
This
retard.
is the after show.
He can't fucking hear you, you spastic.
I know.
Dumbo. Did they know you're a retard too? He can't fucking hear you.
I know Nathan, is not. Can't
So
handle me
they
on
brought
this
you up to
show,
be a
so I'm on the
spastic. You're a
after show,
retard. The
Joe.
army enlists retards. Yeah? You're talking to an empty wall, mate. He can't hear
That's
you.
how I knew how tall I was.
How, stuttery coward. He can't fucking hear you, retard. You're answering a man who can't fucking hear you.
Like,
Are you deaf?
A good thing for you to be doing? Do you
Sorry, you
believe that
cowering cuck.
comes off as like strong or?
Oh, this is an ad
smart or
hominem attack.
interesting?
Did the army know they'd be raising people who use fallacious reasoning? That's an ad hom. Cuck,
He
coward.
asked a question, you wouldn't answer it, so I answered it.
Bro, the plane nosing down was something you put out there. Your answer was to tell me how high you were measured in the army. I'm calling you
I
a
was
coward as a
talking to
result.
Heyoka.
And now you're using your mute button. Coward. Using his mute button. Cowardly tactics. So I'm calling you a coward because you haven't addressed that which you put out there in this arena about the lack.
calling me a
There it is,
coward
coward
because
mute
it's
button again.
protection.
Coward tactics. Did the army know what a bitch they'd turn you into? Because you're chanting
know that
through
if
me with
you
your
were
mute
called on to
button.
serve, you
Muting me,
wouldn't be
eh?
able to do it.
Muting me.
I understand
Muting
that.
me.
Not
Yeah,
everybody,
muting me. Yeah, muting me.
will
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, you can mute me. You done muting me?
It's okay.
What, you muting me is okay?
There are people who will.
Yeah,
protect
there's
you.
people who are still talking while you mute to try and take control because you're a coward cuck who needs to take control by muting me and then taking charge of the questioning. No, you haven't answered
I'm
about the
muting you?
nose down situation that you
okay,
brought up.
that's
And now you're muting me again. Same
Yes.
question that he's not
You're
answering with the
obviously
mute
muted.
button.
Yes, you're
mute button,
totally
mute button,
muted.
mute button. Tell me
We're
when
not
you're done with the
hearing
mute
your
button.
melodious
Mute
voice.
button, mute button, mute button. You're still muting me. I'll carry on when you're done muting me.
Okay, well.
There's the mute button. It's
So,
going to continue.
he
So he
asked
thinks
the
he's got
question-
charge of the
Oh,
mic, so
well,
he can
okay.
start asking questions so he doesn't have to answer about the nose plane situation he hasn't explained because he's a coward. The army trained him and he turned out to be a coward. When asked about the nose plane situation, the nose down plane situation that he couldn't justify himself and projected onto us, he tells me about how high he was measured
You
in the
want me to
army.
explain
Now
which
he's
data
muting me
to you,
again.
Nathan? I
Now he's
can.
muting
I
me
can
again.
explain
Coward
which data.
tactics. The army,
But it will
they
take-
turned you into a coward,
so
sir.
Nathan,
If all you can do is be
Nathan,
belligerent, they didn't
calm
discipline
down.
you well enough.
Calm
The
down and
army
take a
didn't
breath.
discipline you. Your belligerent use of
take a
your
breath.
mute button. This is not valor. This is cowardice.
Look,
coward.
we can go- we
Shut
can
up,
do this.
coward. You're
I-
being asked
I'm
something that you're
sleeping,
muting,
Nathan.
coward. You done muting me,
Nathan,
coward.
you can do this.
Are you done
So,
stuttering
if you want me
and
to-
muting me, you coward? Are you done? You haven't addressed the nose down of the plane.
You
That isn't
answered
our
the question.
mutiny, cowardice. What a scumbag. They raised you to be a coward. You can't tolerate the question, so you've got to use your obfuscation tactics like a belligerent, undisciplined coward. So, let's see if he can discipline himself to listen to the question being repeated, or will he use his coward tactic again and mute me with his little mute button that he can use? So you haven't addressed the nose down of the plane that isn't happening, and its measurements of a flat Earth with the pitch data, official data. You told me how high you were.
This is Nathan Oakley's shows. The after show is still his show. So you can't just put him on mute and ignore him and basically talk over him.
Oh, did he decide
Answer
that he was
his
going to mute
question.
me? Is that what he did? He's decided that he's going to mute me and talk to the rest of the panel on my own show. What a coward.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
What a coward. Total coward. Yeah, fuck this. So he's decided he's going
Why
to
does
hold
he have
court
the
in my own
power to
show.
do that?
He's decided he's going to put me on local
That's exactly
mute and
what he
carry on
did.
talking to the rest of the panel. What a complete coward. So if he
The
can't use
question
his
is, why
fundy
does he
mute
have
button,
that
he's using...
power?
Neil, for fuck's sake. If he can't use his fundy mute button, he'll use the real mute button. I'll just remove you from the show then, because you're an abject coward. It's only talking through me and changing the subject when he can't address the actual argument. What a coward. And he fucking knows it too. Thinks his army training's going to get by, because, oh, you got a distinction then? What, all those fucking years ago when you were a young man and had some balls? Not anymore, you coward.
It was nice that he answered the Ayuka question and supported our position, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah, your wingman's gone now, Payuka. He ran away like a coward bitch when he didn't get the opportunity to constantly talk through me asking him about his height above the surface level, not dipping when in flight. With respect to a plane, the flight stays in level flight. He had to run because he couldn't obfuscate it. And muted me. Yeah? What's that? Nathan's got a mute button? Apparently not. Apparently, it's their mute button. If they can't get away with using it verbally, they'll use the local mute button in the server to mute me. What was I doing to deserve being muted? I was asking him about the nose down of the plane that weren't happening. Who brought that up? Oh, he did. The coward bitch with his mute button. Think your army training's going to actually have some value to me? I got a distinction. I was really good at the army stuff. Really? What happened since? What turned you into a coward afterwards?
Oh, I really don't like that, but because there's a camaraderie you form while you're in the military that makes you want to defend other people that's been in the military. I don't like people using that as a justification to act like a jerk.
My wife's telling me about rainbows and brownies. Sorry.
Hey, Nathan, did you notice that when Omnivore was giving his description of measuring your height of eye, he used 2 points. One, the scale had a point on it, and then your eye is a separate point. So he had 2 points to describe his height. Did anybody else catch that?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's how you measure it. You don't like you're not going to stick it in somebody's eye. You know what I mean? You're just going to measure it up to a level plane at the same height, and that will be your height. That's why it's got that little stick that pops down that's straight, and you put it on top of your head, and that gives you your height. 2
Yeah,
points.
and in this context of celestial navigation would be the height from the water line to the height of the sextant, the observation.
As far as bravery is concerned, we used to have a sales patter. You're only as good as your last sale. So if you want to claim you're brave, don't cower in a corner and rumpus a question you can't answer and pretend that because you did well in the army, that still counts as being brave in the current circumstances. Don't delude yourselves. If you're a cuck and a coward, don't tell yourself that back in the day you were really, really brave and think it's going to rub off on me. I couldn't give a fuck. Now, here, you're a pathetic coward. That's Omnivore. Oh, I was really good in the army. Really? Oh, how wonderful for the army work that you did. Now you're a coward.
I missed the army story.
It just
what was the army story?
It wasn't a story. It was just I was really brave in the army.
What? Huh?
That was it. There wasn't anything more to it.
Nathan called Omnivore a coward, and Omnivore said he served with distinction.
Oh, I see. Was he a spoon?
I don't know what he was.
I'll guarantee you he's a pug.
I was just going to say he was a pogue.
Bring it, Pugs.
Doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, yeah, you might have saved fucking bazillion babies in some war somewhere, pulled them out of a burning building. Great, wonderful. Now you're cowering behind some fake name. If you're, what's his name, Edibear or Omnivore, it's like your actions in the moment are what dictate how you are now, not what you did in the past. That might have some value to somebody who's interested in that, but to me, I just want an answer to my question. Do we measure eye point?
Eye point.
Yeah, that's what's being asserted.
A new phrase.
So far from Globers, we've gotten a globe point, as GP, and now we got eye point. That's awesome.
It's GP globe point.
Yeah, you don't remember that guy? There was a guy who came in one day. He was like, "Did you read the globe point?"
No, I don't remember that.
That was New Moon.
Did he call
What was it?
Globe point.
I was dying that day too.
What's with all the ex-army people as well that come here to fight us on behalf of the globe?
Like who?
Like Omnivore.
What's up? You said all of them. So okay, you got Omnivore. Well,
all of the others.
All of the others, yeah, those other ones. Yeah.
Craig McNeil.
Well, give me a break, dude.
Who was the sniper guy who said claimed to be a sniper? I forget what his name was.
That recently?
Anywhere between last year and a couple of months ago.
You thinking of Akumu virus, the blind sniper?
Maybe.
That was back in the day, boy. That's when he first came here. That's when he first opened his mic up. All right. That's all. Is that all of them?
Was any listed?
Still got Haya, Elderbear or whatever.
Elderbear? In the military? I don't think so.
Future reference, the after show is still Nathan Oakley's show. You can't put the host, Nathan Oakley, on mute and talk over him and ignore his questions. Or else you're going to get what Omnivore just got.
Yeah, he couldn't bear to hear me calling him a coward. He couldn't bear it, so he had to mute me. Bright chocolate.
Yeah, he literally just said, "Yeah, Reg, I'm going to talk to you. I got him muted. I can't hear him." I said, "Well, no, you can't just mute the host and while he's asking you a question, yelling at you and you talking over him and talk
Why
to
does he have the
everybody
power?
else
I
on,
mean, that must
on
be
his
that
show."
bravery he was talking about.
He doesn't. He's
Why
got a
does
local,
he have that power?
He doesn't. It's a local mute button. So he's saying he's putting me on local mute, which is probably
It's
what
a
they all
local
do.
mute, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably what they all do. Just put him on mute and then you don't have to listen to his question. Then you don't have to face the devastating, awful truth of the question. You can just get on with whatever you want to say when you take him off mute.
Right, it's the Leslie Nielsen nothing to see here while fireworks are going off behind you. That's them doing metaphorically that.
Sticking your fingers in the ears, going la 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 la. Oh, he's still talking. La 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 la.
Definitely sounds like bravery to me.
Nothing to see here fallacy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is it fallacious to say that because I didn't hear a question, it's reasonable I didn't answer it?
But he chose not to hear it though. He's literally said that I don't want to talk to him. I'm answering Elder Bear's question. But yeah, he's the host of the show. Imagine going on a radio show, calling in and say, "Oh, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you, Joe Rogan. I want to talk to the guy in the back."
Yeah, Joe, put Jamie on. I want to talk to you.
Forget what you're talking about, Joe. I don't want to answer none of your nonsense.
That's really what the globe got in 2025. Huh? Ayuka and Omnivore and Duffy and Wolfie playing with globes and toy planes. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you ask him, how do you square the circle of the plane not dipping its nose around a flat plane that it's flying over? Total silence. I'll put him on mute. That's what you've got. It was always projection. That's all they ever had.
It was nice of him to point out that Omnivore was wrong, or that Ayuka was wrong. I don't think he realized he was doing that, though.
Ayuka was wrong. Did he make any statements, or did he just keep asking the same question every time I put my headphone back in my ear? All I heard was the same question repeated. Him saying, "Oh, you didn't define something that you literally just defined for him."
Ayuka stated that level was a point, a single point.
Oh, that old thing again.
Yeah, then,
That's cute.
Yeah, then he stated that you take measurements from that single point as well. So
Yeah, that old mangy, nothing to see here fallacy. Just using a flat plane to generate my globe. Hey, has the radius of Earth ever been measured? Oh, nothing to see here fallacy. I'm making that up, by the way. Just how about different, I don't know, star directions in the southern hemisphere? Like it's
Yeah.
crazy, man. When because when you come out here, you think you got some good questions, and they go, never mind those questions. Explain me this, flat earther. Like, what the hell? That's not normal.
Well, I posted in the chat a couple of pictures. One of them is from their compadre, Jesse Path of Light, where he depicts the height of I is the height of the other light, where he's going to do his measurements from. And guess what? It's parallel to surface level.
Yep. That's exactly that. That's what we've been talking about, right? That's why they've got obfuscation tactics galore and wanting to put me on mute and funding mute and rumpus and obfuscate. Yeah, surface level's parallel with eye level. That's what this is all about. That little dance that we just did was only done to obfuscate that fact. The only reason it was done. All that bullshit, that was the only reason. Ayuka's eye point, same thing. I think they get a new record. That's Bev and Edebear's record from 2-3 years ago. What, the horizontals are points on vertical datums? Change the fucking record.
They can't. They won't have a true globe then, right?
It's tedious. Get some new arguments.
Would you call what they do arguments?
No. But at first, when you don't know the point that they're raising, then yeah, perceivably you could call it an argument 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's more of a delusional sticking your fingers in your ears and ignoring the response. Like Brian's got it down to an art form with Bev's people, and they just refuse to listen to anything Brian says to them.
Yeah, they'll open up a random discussion with next man in line rather than address Brian. Right, looks like we've got a bit of a lull. I'm going to round out. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G Plus panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.